Hello, Chaos Chorus, and welcome to another exciting season of Tentacles Tuesday, where we will be playing Achtung Cthulhu, the new game from Modifius. I am Colin at Colonomicon, your game master for this outing, and just a moment, folks.
Cthulhu already come for Colonomicon. While we wait for a return, let's just go around and wait and say hello to cast and crew. And let us begin with the wonderful Kate Madison down below me. Hi, friend. Jumping to you, scaring you. Don't die.
Coughing fit. It's all good. Hi, everybody. Hydrate. It's good for you. Right. Hi, everyone. I'm Kate Madison, also known as Actors at Work on socials, but Kate Madison on Twitch, just to confuse everybody. Hi everyone. I'm extremely nervous because I often am when I'm starting a new thing and a new system and various things, and I'm like, but it's going to be great. As soon as we get going, I'm just going to be like, yes, let's do this. I have silly goggles on. They're very 1940s. Please pretend, because I didn't put any leather on them because I didn't have time. Maybe for next week. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. Come join us. Say hi. I will say hi back.
Yes. And let's drop along to one of the OG Tentacle Tuesday Call of Cthulhu veterans, the heart of the action, Love Lindy.
Been here since the beginning. You can't get rid of me. Hi, I'm Lindy, and I will be playing Helen Phillips. You know, a lovely lass. You'll get to meet her soon. Definitely just ready to have a good time with these wonderful people and play a new game.
And Rindis, I refuse to let you play with anyone else now. You're officially my friend at the table. So we're hopping from Cult into Cthulhu. How are you doing?
Yes, hello. I am more than happy to be Frensky, so it is good to be back. You did not kill me last time, and I am stronger for it.
Duh. But maybe
the
this
accent
time
is
I
workshopped, so bear with me.
Please no feedback on dodgy Russian accent. Spasiba.
I am totally Russian, believe me.
I am super excited, and I'm loving the hat. I'm very much here for it. It looks very smugly. It's meant to go down to -3 here in the UK tonight, and I'm like getting nervous. It's getting cold. I'm weak. I like everything to stay within the 0 to 20 degrees Celsius register, and I cry when it goes out of that in either direction because I'm British. But welcome back to the wonderful Cleric of Cord, who has played nearly everything on this channel. I feel like I always come to Kat I've got this crazy thing that I want to play, and I need someone brave.
Yeah, and I love horror, and it's always a pleasure knowing that Colin's going to be trying to drive me insane and scare the pants off of me, which he seems to do on a regular basis. I'm Kat. I'm at Cleric of Cord. I'm playing Judith Gold, whose accent will be all over the place because she's all over the place. She's been behind enemy lines way too long. She started out as American, but it's gotten very muddled from there.
And last but not least, talking about behind enemy lines, Colin, did you have something you were gonna say?
Oh, I was just going to do the part where I was going to introduce you.
Well, I introduce you. You're behind enemy line. You GM this season.
Just. Well, pardon the interruption. But yeah, I'm Colin at Colonomicon. I do stuff here on Encounter Roleplay, and I am very pleased, very honored, and only slightly intimidated to be GMing this kick-ass group of people through the latter parts of World War II and parading behind enemy lines in Nazi Germany. What could possibly go wrong?
I lose on mute button. That is what could go wrong. The things that are not wrong, the incredible group of sponsors that we have on the channel this season that I want to shout out, that includes Modifius. They produce and distribute so many wonderful games, including Dishonored. They've announced June for the new year, and obviously Actung. We got to have a playtest last season of a different module. Not last season, maybe it was a couple of seasons ago. Oh, it was a long time. Was it a whole year ago? I know Sam's in chat. Sam will let us know. He
Yeah,
was the GM
it was
on
about
the
a year ago. Over a year
Yeah,
ago, I think.
Remember, this
Yeah,
year is
the
like
Atlantis
this
campaign.
long in our
It's like
memories.
this long. But yeah, so that was super cool. I got to watch it. That was actually how I got to know Sam. And then we ended up playing Game of Thrones. And now we're back on the acting stuff with Forest of Fear. And I am like super excited for World War II Cthulhu. Like, I've done Cthulhu in the 20s, I've done it in the 50s, played it present day. But I feel like this is a really classic heartland where you've got a very real horror in the form of the German Nazi movement and the horrors of what people do to each other in war on all sides. And then you've got this greater existential crisis that is the Cthulhu cosmic horror. So super excited about that. Shout out to Modifius. I love the shows that you give us, including Star Trek last season. That was amazing. I love seeing the Klingons in action. I also want to shout out Snowhaven, who sponsor our wonderful Monday night D&D 5e game. Last night we had a really cool Q&A, spur of the moment, because we had some tech problems and internet things going on, but that was really fun to share. And Colin, is Gunhammer now a thing?
Gunhammer is a thing. There was some noodling over did it have to be exactly 69 retweets, because we got to 72. And there was talk of lawyering poor Noir out of his Gunhammer. But it is, alas, a thing. And in fact, there is now a Gunhammer one-pager RPG written by our own Lydia that you can play, where you can be the Gunhammer. What a time to be alive.
What a time indeed. And just to quickly round out our sponsors, tomorrow, if you want to see some more awesome sponsored games, we have iHunt, where you are just trying to pay your rent by killing monsters. And one of those things is harder than the other, which I think is something we can all relate to. Followed by, on Thursdays, we have Accent Punk, where hip-hop meets cyberpunk and the Sunflowers, and it's an incredibly talented group. They produce their own music for it. There's cool animation going on. Please do go and check out Accent Punk. It's super fun. And the mechanics are all built around rhythm and music, which is really fun to see in action. And then finally on Defiant, on Friday this week, we have the Defiant premiere, which if you like World of Darkness, you like politics, you like demons, angels, those kinds of shenanigans, come and check that out. That's got the wonderful Doc Crimbo GMing that. And I'm very excited to see court politics in this post-apocalyptic angels and demons world. That's it from me. I'm gonna shut up and hand on over to Colin so we can get into tonight's game.
Thank you, Charlie. So, as Charlie said, we are going to be tonight exploring the intersection of the Nazi war machine and the Cthulhu mythos. Dark stuff. But we're going to start today with just sort of setting the scene with where we are in the Second World War. September 1st, 1939, World War II begins, and for the next over 5 years, the world is plunged into war. However, right now, most of the pain and suffering is behind us. It is autumn of 1944. The Allies have already landed on Normandy back in June and have slowly pushed their way westward. The once thought unstoppable Nazi war machine that blazed across Europe is now in full retreat. In the east, the Nazis have already turned back at Stalingrad, and the Russians are steamrolling their way across the Eastern Front. The walls around what remains of Nazi Germany are slowly closing in, and they are being squeezed until their inevitable surrender. In just 6 months from now, Hitler will be dead, and the war will be over. However, for everyone still on the ground, everyone's still fighting, the war is essentially over. It's all over but the crying at this point. Everyone knows it. Everyone knows that the Nazi regime simply can't stand much longer. It is absolutely on its last legs. And it's really only a matter of time until they figure it out. There's a thing that you hear a lot of GIs say from this time period, that no one wants to be the last person to die in a war. But that's where we are. Every death now is senseless. They all were, of course, but everyone is a senseless death, inevitably driving toward a foregone conclusion. So only a matter of time, Nazi Germany must fall. But there is still one major act left to play in this war, for those who know their history. It is November 1944. In just 6 weeks, the Nazis are going to make one last desperate ploy to break out, to seize the port of Antwerp in Belgium, and to try to turn this war around. Of course, if you know your history, you know it doesn't work. But it is that desperate time where both sides of this war are willing to do anything to bring it to a conclusion, to try to speed along the inevitable. As we sit now, in autumn of 1944, France has been liberated. The Allies have pushed to the Belgian border. The forested Ardennes region, where the great battle to come will happen in just a short time, is an Allied stronghold. It is thought to be impenetrable. The terrain is rough, it is hilly, forested, and the winter is setting in. No one in their right mind would attempt to invade through the Ardennes, but of course, Hitler is not someone in his right mind. Here we find forward bases from the Allies, perched along the Western Front, ready to break out, waiting for the slightest hint of provocation, so that they may push further and further and squeeze the Nazi war machine until there is nothing left. And it's here, in far eastern France, just near the border, that a truck, a large military cargo truck, is driving a circuitous route, winding through dirt roads, seemingly lost. Whatever destination it has, it's not traveling straight lines. It is winding and turning, making dead stops and turning suddenly back around, going off-road, winding between trees, only to find a road on the other side and continue back to where it came. This truck follows this drunkard's walk route through the forest. And in the back of this truck, our 4 investigators sit in silence, seated on opposite benches. At the center of the truck, in this cargo bay, is a crate. Large, wooden, painted olive drab, nailed shut, holes drilled in the top. Our 4 heroes sit blindfolded, rocking back and forth, probably having a bit of nausea set in as this rough ride bumps up and down, up and down. Sudden halts, sudden quick stops that they can't brace themselves for. Their necks snap forward. Until finally, the truck comes to a sudden stop. The back door opens, and an American GI private, looks to be not more than 19 years old, reaches in and pulls the first member of our team from the back and removes her blindfold. Verity, could you describe what this young GI sees as he takes you from the truck?
Verity is very well dressed in a red woolen jacket, well-tailored trousers, and a very crisp and clean white blouse. She has her hair perfectly pinned, although clearly the ride has been somewhat unsettling, as a few curls are just casually poking up and out where they should not be. She smiles and gives a kind nod to the GI, looks around curiously, takes in any numbers she can see, any small details, glances to her companions, and then she'll hold out a hand to the GI so that he can help her out of wherever she is to wherever she is. Completely
Yes, the GI
assuming he's going to take it and do what she expects.
Of course. The GI looks up and down a moment and then, yes, ma'am, and realizes what you're offering and helps you down. You must be Miss Wright?
That's right. Very
Excellent,
right.
yes.
Pleasure.
And he takes a small notepad from his pocket and checks a name. The forward operating tent is just that way, ma'am. You may wait here, or I may escort you now if you prefer.
Very good. Who is senior officer on duty?
You are to meet with General Strang, ma'am.
Oh, very good, the general. Thank you.
Yeah.
Don't worry,
Yes,
I can escort myself. You look after them. She'll glance to her companions and walk as if she owns the place towards the forward tent.
Yes, and you can see that you are as you walk forward, Verity, you can see that you are in a forward operating base that is extremely sparse. It seems as if there's been no effort made to clear the area. No trees have been felled. It's just working in sort of a natural clearing where there's just a few trucks, a few tents, and this one particularly large tent seated beneath the trees and covered in branches to camouflage it, perhaps from enemy reconnaissance or something of the sort. But there are no fires burning. It seems every attempt has been made to keep this place as secluded and as quiet as possible. And I want to before I continue, I would like to thank the Chaos Chorus for hitting our first retweet goal and well on the way to the second one. Thank you so very much. You will be awarding some complications to our team along the way. And some rewards if you're very nice. Anyhow, the GI, seeing you go, sort of thinks for a moment, oh, perhaps I should not let her... well, you walk with such authority that...
Yeah, she's walked with authority, and she gets to about, 15 feet away, and she'll do the slow turn, the slow half glance back at him, smirk on her lips, and then she'll turn back and just keep going.
You can hear the gulp, even from
Is there a
20 or
flirt
so
check
feet
in
away.
acting? I'm ready. I'm ready to roll for flirting.
Flirt check? Yeah, that's a great way to start off our rolls, huh?
I'm sorry, is this not the game we're playing?
Wait, this isn't World War II, the dating sim? My bad, I signed up for the wrong campaign, y'all.
Verity's playing
Charlie,
a whole nother level of game.
Verity is in a game
You know
all
what
of
they
her own.
say? All is fair in love and war, and I intend to play it both.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
Charlie,
not
if you
everyone?
really want to do it, do a will persuasion.
Ooh, will persuasion. Alright, so I have a 7 in a will, and a 1 in persuasion. So I roll 2d20, and I'm aiming
and
to
your target
get
number is
below
8.
an 8. Right.
Yep.
Right. Okay, I roll. Oh, I forget. Have little macro button.
C. Wrong language. Da.
Duh. Focus is 1, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
2 successes.
Oof. So that was setting that at difficulty 1 to flirt with the GI. It can't be that hard. So you got 1 above. That'll give you 1 momentum.
Nice.
Your extra success. And you see this GI, even in the gray, cold drab of late autumn, early winter, his blushing could be seen from a Nazi reconnaissance plane several thousand feet above you. You've had an effect. He will remember that. The GI snaps out of it, braces himself, and turns back to the truck and looks and sees a man in an Ushanka, blindfolded, seated just across the way from where Verity was. And he reaches up and sort of pats you on the knee to get your attention and says, please step down, sir. You're muted, Rindis.
Yes. I hit button to unmute, but microphone stay mute because fixing technical difficulties. Everything is good now. The dark gods are pleased.
So this gentleman pats you on the knee to get your attention, and then you feel him kind of grab at your arm to gesture you down off the truck.
Yes, I am coming. Do not worry. Everything is good. A-okay. Just very slowly, disoriented.
Yeah, did you catch a bit of nausea on that ride, Alexei?
No, it's all an act. He is
So
playing
he pulls
the timid.
you down. Oh, I see. Well, he pulls you down and removes your blindfold, and you can now see this scene around you, the truck, and you can see Verity already stomping off toward the tent. As this GI surveys Alexei, what does he see?
Alexei is a tall, broadly built Russian. He's much older, probably in his mid to late 30s. A nice, well-grown-in beard to combat Father Winter. But otherwise, pretty much the same. No glasses, obviously, but the hat. He probably has a nice, heavy coat for the winter time here. And otherwise, he looks really out of place because while he was supposed to be undercover, he probably still sticks out like a sore thumb because he didn't want to give up his hat.
You cannot separate a Russian from their hat.
Yeah, he didn't want to give it up. He was like, I will wear stupid French coats and shoes, but no hat. My hat.
And the GI says to you, he looks at you suspiciously, looks you up and down, and says, "You are Sokolov?" Did you say something? You might be muted again there. But...
Sokolov, comrade. It is Sokolov.
Not your comrade, Ruski.
I do not call you Smith, capitalist. So please respect names.
Smith happens to be my name, so you're welcome to use that.
Okay,
could you
Smith.
perhaps... Private Smith, thank you. Could you perhaps wait here just a minute?
Private.
Yes, private. I just need your help with this box, if you could just hang out just a moment.
Share the workload, eh? Yes, that's fine.
Yeah, something like that. All right, who else do we have? And he climbs up the ladder at the back of the truck and looks about and sees a woman blindfolded with a hat and goggles, her hands and face stained with motor oil and grease. And he reaches down and politely taps you on the shoulder, Mabel, and says, "Ma'am, right this way, please. Just follow me."
I just grab him. Can I take the blindfold off now, or just I can't actually see where I'm going to get out of
Yes,
the...
ma'am. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. You may.
Okay, perfect. It just makes it easier to then get out. You see, otherwise I'd be stumbling everywhere. Okay. Do you want this? What do I do with the blindfold? You have it. Here you go.
Oh.
Delightful.
Looks around for a pocket. Thank you, ma'am. And he escorts
Welcome.
you off the back of the truck. And as he surveys you, what does he see, Mabel? What is he looking at?
A sort of medium height woman in her early 20s, short, sort of curly hair, but is kind of half smushed under a sort of motorcycle little cap, and as you say, goggles and sort of overalls, sort of not as well presented as Verity at all. She tries a little bit. She knows she's still a woman in war, so she's, there's a bit of lipstick. But to be honest, like under all the motor oil and things, it almost doesn't matter. She's kind of gotten used to that. And she's just, I think she's quite practical in a sense. She's like, right, I'm here. Okay, now what? And I think she's looking around at all the trees, thinking, well, how am I going to get a vehicle through all of this? This is going to be difficult, isn't it? But that's about it.
Mabel, could you roll quickly a reason engineering check?
Oh, goodness. Yes, I can, she says, and then thinks, how do I do that again? So, reason engineering.
What's your reason?
What is my reason? My reason is 10. My engineering is 4. So is that a 14 that I'm rolling?
14.
I remember now.
Yep, you want to get a 14 or under. So roll your 2d20.
That's right. 14 or under, 2d20. Okay, here we go. This is a skill test.
Yep, skill test roll, 2d20, target number 14.
I got 2. So, no, that's... Hold on. Wait a minute, try that again.
That's Charlie's. Yeah.
Oh, target. I have to put the target number in. I submit.
Yep, 14.
Really? Because I'm not seeing anything. Wait. Oh, it's asking me a lot of different things. Hold on. Focus.
And focus is 1. Focus is just 1.
Focus is 1. Okay, there we go. Sorry, did it.
Excellent. All right.
Here we go.
Yep, so...
Yeah, 2 successes.
Another momentum for y'all.
Yay.
And
3 and 13. They're my 2 lucky numbers. I love 3 and 13 is my birthday. So those are like, woo. Okay, sorry.
Oh, nice.
Just me.
Well,
that's just so
as
weird.
you step off the truck, Mabel, you get a smell that hits your nose immediately. And it's something billowing off of this truck. There's something mechanically wrong with the diesel engine on this thing. This thing definitely needs some work, and you're kind of actually, based on that smell of burnt oil and kind of grinding metal, it seems like this truck has not had an oil change in a while and is in dire straits and needs desperate repair. Kind of surprised.
I think she spent the entire journey smelling this and sort of going, excuse me, this vehicle doesn't seem very... Can we just stop? I could definitely do something about this in the journey. And now she's out, she can actually see. She's probably like, great. Let me just... This is going to, like, you're going to break it. And I'm just going to, like, head straight to the front of the vehicle and lift up the hood with no one, like, I don't care what anyone's saying. And just like, who is here? Who is even engineering here?
Yeah, he does a bit of... There's only one of him.
Yeah,
and
could you get me some oil? Please get me some oil for this vehicle. It really is in need. And I just start working.
You do need to meet with the general shortly, ma'am. Is there any way we could
get
maybe
me
do
some oil pretty quickly then, and then I'll be on my way. I mean, it basically just needs some oil in this little thingy here. You just take this cap off. I mean, it's not very difficult. Where is everybody? Chop, chop.
There's really not many people here, ma'am. We don't really have men to spare. I don't even... Tell you what, take a look at it.
Fine, I'll find it. I'm sure I'll find it. I head off to look for oil.
And that's a series wrap on Mabel Smith. So, the GI looks flustered. The GI looks flustered and lets you sort of wander off on your own way, realizing he still has 2 blindfolded people in the back of the truck, or 1, excuse me. And he climbs back in the back and says, "And you must be Miss Gold, is that right?"
You the Shabil that was driving this truck?
I was driving the truck, yes, ma'am.
And she doesn't wait for him. She just pulls the blindfold off And then we'll actually tuck it into a pocket because this is a strip of cloth and those can come in handy. Then she reaches into another pocket, pulls out a pack of cigarettes, taps one out and a Zippo, lights it and goes, "Private?"
Yes, ma'am.
Am I just supposed to stay sitting in the back of the truck, or are you going to tell me where why I'm out here?
No, ma'am. You are to meet with General Strang in the forward operating tent. Your compatriot, Miss Wright, is I believe, already there.
As soon as she hears forward operating tent, she stands up, walks out, jumps out of the back of the truck, looks over at Sokolov, and just heads for the tent.
Yeah, and as you stomp away from this GI and he's left stunned and unable to speak at your brusque nature, what does he see as you emerge?
What he sees is a woman of she's in her 30s, but kind of hard to pin down exactly where, how old she is. Dark curly hair that is styled neatly but practically. She's again dressed practically. She's got a warm shirt on. She's got heavy woolen pants on, boots, all of her gear. It all looks as if it's seen use. It's well broken in. It's stocky, probably about 5'5". And again, her demeanor matches her appearance. It's very practical, no nonsense, and it's seen some use.
Very good. And as you stomp away toward the forward operating tent, the GI hops back out of the truck again, looks to Alexei, and says, "Yeah, could you help me with this? This looks pretty heavy." You got me, Alexei?
Sorry, I was a million miles away. What did you say?
He looks to you and says, "Right, so can you help me haul this thing here?"
Oh, yes, absolutely. You'll grab one end, I grab the other. We distribute the workload equally. Before long, I will have you fully committed to the Red Movement. Don't worry. I am fucking with you, GI. Grab that side.
Right, language. And he gets in the truck and slides the box back with a big... This guy doesn't look particularly strong. And as the box pushes toward the end of the truck, the GI suddenly jumps back as there is a rustle from inside the box.
What are you hauling in here?
I don't know. I was just told to transport you and transport this crate. I don't know what's in it.
It's very strange. It's not one of our tricks. Something was moving inside. Hold on. And he'll look for his service knife and just kind of tap on the side. I have seen this before. I will stab down into it as hard as possible. If you hear yelp, fire your rifle several times into box.
Wait, that's not actually a good idea to do that. You don't know what's inside it, do you? So it's kind of precious. That's why it's in a box.
But usually if someone is hiding inside, when they hear me say I'm going to stab it, they speak up quickly.
There is another rustle from within the box at that point. And also really quick want to do a very quick shout out to Kitchen, good old Kitchen Bratland, for donating big crits to all of us. Thank you. Those will be used in this game to add an extra die to their die pool on their skill tests. Automatic successes is just no fun. So there is another rustle from within this box. What do you do, Alexei?
Alexei will just kind of tap the side near an air hole and say, "Okay, I'm going to count to 3. If it is a dog, say woof. If it is a kangaroo, you will make a kangaroo noise. If it's person, you say please no stab. Ready? Okay. 1, 2.
Fuck you.
Lindy,
Ah!
without prompting, you hear a "fuck you" come from within the box.
Ah, see? I
What?
told you.
What the hell? Should
You
we
have,
get it, someone
crowbar?
get it open?
Yes, we should open up and say hellos.
And he reaches into his pack and gets his little. He has his pack sitting in the back of the truck. He gets out his little GI trench digging shovel and puts it under the lid of the box and pries up. And you hear the wood snap and the nails creak and pull out. And as the top of the box lifts off, emerging from it is Helen Phillips. Helen, what does this GI see as you step from a crate?
Yeah, so Helen Phillips, obviously face cleaned by Brooke Williams, because she's awesome, pops out. She's slightly below average height, so about like 5 foot, 5'1", very petite, just wearing what almost looks like a safari outfit under like a trench coat of some sort. Boots, but obviously military. There's like insignia and a rank on there and such. Climbs out. She's like, bloody kangaroo. Really? I'm not Australian.
It was next animal I thought of.
Right.
What, you do not seem to be dressed
Russian
for. You do not look Americans.
Do I sound like an American?
No, you sound like Australian.
I'm not Australian.
You just
I'm
said you
a New
weren't, so
Zealander.
clarifications
I'm not,
would
yeah.
be helpful.
Yes, I'm from New Zealand. This is a New Zealand military uniform. I know you don't see a lot of us all the way up here. We mostly did Africa, Italy, and Greece. In fact, I just came from Italy. It's really hard to get things out of Italy right now, which is well, the box is here. So.
How long has
Phillips.
Helen been in the box, by the way?
Too long.
He just kind of is
it's
like,
been days.
oh, yes. He's just like, you're like, oh, yes. You've been in there a while. Maybe they have showers available.
Yeah, she's
before-
stretching. She's like, yeah, too long. Oh, the fuck are we? It's cold.
Yeah, France.
Ma'am, I don't have you on my list here. What is your name?
Private Helen Phillips.
Helen. Okay.
From New Zealand.
New Zealand.
Wanaka,
Got it.
New Zealand.
Right. Okay. Well. They wanted the box transported here, so I suppose they wanted. I guess they wanted you here. Proceed to the forward operative. Ma'am, do you have? You're not carrying weapons or anything, are you?
No, actually, they wouldn't let me take them. So, I'm supposed to pick some up here, I believe. You do have, like, a Lee Ensfield, right? It's my favorite. My preferred.
I believe. I mean, we're working in tandem, ma'am. I believe the Brits have something like that. General Strang can possibly do that. And real quick, shout out for we got our second retweet goal. Thank you. So that's going to add a complication to our friends here, and we hit a sub goal. So I'm going to give them some free momentum.
Look at
And
that.
kitchen,
We
can
have
only
a
have a
nice
big
maximum.
one.
Brit.
Yes.
Yeah, it's nice. They can only have a maximum of 6 momentum, so 3 is actually quite nice. Helen, are you heading off for the tent?
Yeah, she's still kind of stretching a bit, and she's like just looking at this private, like, because he hasn't told her where she's supposed to go yet, and she's military as well, so she's just waiting for orders while she's stretching.
Ma'am, you wouldn't happen to know the woman who's currently working on my truck, Do you think you could perhaps escort her also to
I can.
tent?
Yeah. Where am I supposed to escort this person to?
The forward operating tent, just that way, about 20 yards, ma'am.
Right. She'll hop down. Again, pull the jacket around her a little bit more, and then collect Mabel.
You're muted, Kate.
Who's very quiet.
You need to get some oil for that vehicle, and pour it in the. There's a cap off. The cap is off. Okay. We're going.
Yep, we're just gonna go over to the forward tent, get our orders like we're supposed to.
Right. Sokolov, are you, I assume, going with him, or are you hanging out with Private
Yeah,
Smith?
Alexei, seeing that he's not given any real direction, just kind of follows behind them, just like, okay, yep, I am just here. It is fine. And he's just kind of like very casually just making note of everything else that he sees going on as well. Just kind of watching the way the allies are handling their operations here. Just, yes, okay.
Is he... I'm going to say, I mean, I think, Alexei, you'd be probably unimpressed with this particular operation. This looks like a pretty ramshackle, thrown-together field base. But that may be the
It
point.
lacks true discipline of autonomous machines.
Meanwhile,
So
in the
much
tent,
disorder.
Verity, the tent on the inside is, despite its outward appearance of this very simple, larger but relatively simple-looking canvas tent that's just camouflaged with tree branches and mud and all manner of things to keep it hidden from above, on the inside, you are surprised to find that it is exceptionally appointed. There is a large, beautiful patterned rug that is laid out. There are high leatherback chairs, a large oak wooden desk sitting at one end with chairs in front of it. And sitting on top of that desk are 5 black envelopes, one of which has your name on it, Verity Wright. What has Verity been doing to pass the time while waiting for everyone else to arrive in the tent? Oh, I forgot to mention, there's also a bar. There's a bar.
Oh, well, firstly, civilized, pour oneself a drink. It's been a long ride. And then I've come to the table with the 5 envelopes laid out, and I've taken in each of the names and done what I can to recall what I know about them. I imagine a finger kind of tracing the outline of the letter, and then occasionally across the names. I ignore my own. I know my own name, and I can imagine what's in here. But I'm curious about my companions. I'm pretty sure I know who most of them are, if only by name or mention. But perhaps I don't know everyone. Is there some sort of, recall? Using Verity's kind of knowledge of basically talking herself into a lot of things, like being here.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Being around the offices at, Bletchley Park and stuff.
Yeah. Let's do this as a reason observation.
Okay. So my reason is 11. My observation is 2, so that's going to be a target of 13. Roll 20 is here. I roll 2 dice. Nope, not that
Oh,
one.
that's
Wrong
combat
test. Ignore that. Wrong test.
We ain't
Stand
fighting yet.
by. Misfire. 1 success.
1 success, that's all you needed. Which file are you particularly interested in recalling?
I think she's very interested in the Russian name. It's the one that stands out the most of everyone here. Everyone else has very, Western English names, but Alexei Sokolov is very not that.
Mm. Yeah, so you have reviewed many, many files that have come across your desk, probably some that you weren't necessarily allowed to or had clearance to view, but nonetheless, with your quick read and exceptional ability for recalling information, this name jumps out to you, Alexei Sokolov. And I'm actually going to just turn this over to Alexi. Alexi, what's in your dossier?
So the important things that would show up that aren't redacted would especially be that Alexi is part of the NKVD. They have a service medal from Stalingrad, and there is some information about doing work in Spain as well, but it's largely redacted.
Interesting. And it's as your... Did you open the envelope, or is this all recall? Verity.
I think what I'd like to do, if you're okay with this, Colin, is I'll say the recall tells her that she has a rough idea of who all the other names are, and that she didn't recall Alexi, so now she's going to open that envelope to get the answer. Does that make more sense? I think.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. So
yeah, she'll open this one. She'll
you...
like very carefully do the trick to get the envelope to open without it looking all ripped up and wrecked. Maybe she's got like a nail file and she very carefully like just slides it under.
And you do get the envelope open, and as you're perusing through its contents, that is when Judith enters the tent. Judith, you see Verity standing in front of this oaken desk atop a beautifully appointed rug. There is a bar in the corner with lovely decanters of some brown liquor, and there's even a small phonograph in the corner. It appears someone's made themselves very comfortable here, but clearly Verity has made herself right at home because she's already picking through files. What do you do?
Yeah. Well, Judith and Verity they're on a... I've seen each other before kind of acquaintance. So Judith looks over Verity, takes her last drag on the cigarette, walks over to the desk, which I'm sure has a nice cut crystal ashtray on it, puts out the cigarette, then heads over to the bar, lifts the tops of each decanter, taking a sniff until she finds the scotch that she prefers, having acquired a taste of it for it when she spent some time up in Scotland, pours herself 3 fingers, and just leans up against the bar and watches Verity. Doesn't say a word.
Don't you want to look at your file?
Pretty sure I know what's in it. I've all sort of, been there, done everything that's in there.
Aren't you curious what they've left out? And she's going to reach down and pick up Judith's envelope and kind of hold it out with her other hand while she's still thumbing through Alexi's.
Judith gives a little shrug and then walks over, plucks it, and then just doesn't even bother with the niceties, just slits it open, pulls out the page. And it's just a single page of paper.
By the way, 3 fingers of scotch, it's like 9 a.m.
It's been a long
That's
truck
a whole
drive.
one.
And your point?
When's the last time
It was a
anyone
long
Don't judge
drive.
us.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
and I'm going to
demand
see
more.
Okay.
the envelope is out of Verity's
It's
hand.
2020.
She picks back up her... It's 1944, Colin.
Yes, I think
Yeah,
actually
that's
she would
not
also
World War
look at her
III.
at Verity, go, gin and tonic, or would you like a gin and tonic?
Oh, hold on. And she'll finish up the small measure that she'd poured for herself, and she'll hold out the glass to Judith. If you don't mind.
You're all gonna get so liquored
Judith
up before
puts
you
the
even
envelope
start
back on the
mission.
desk, walks over, fixes Verity a gin and tonic, brings it back, and then picks up the envelope again.
Cheers.
So Judith, you
Cheers.
guys clink glasses, and you take a sip, Judith, as you
Mhm.
pop open the envelope. Judith, what's in your dossier?
It's a lot of bare facts, name, birth name, the fact that she was married in 1932. Her husband was KIA Eagle Squadron RAF in 1940. They had no children. Her father's deceased. Mother lives with Judith's brother. All of the original recruitment data, the fact that she was transferred to Section M after a redacted incident while working with the Polish resistance, and that there's and it notes that her Section M handler is a Captain Sullivan.
And I imagine, yeah, Verity mentioned, do you want to know what's missing? Do you see that there are indeed things missing from this, more than just what's redacted?
Oh, yes, there's quite a bit missing. Some of the places that she's been. The one thing that stands out that is that she was captured twice and was able to convince them through questioning that she maintained her cover throughout some intensive questioning and was
Holds
released.
up well under interrogation.
Yeah.
Interesting. And as you flip through your files and sip your liquor, the tent flap opens and in walks Mabel, Helen, and Alexei. You all, again, are taken in by this surprising change of scenery from the kind of harsh early winter landscape outside and the very plain and very rustic setup outside to this exceptionally appointed tent, this very comfortable, very warm, cozy, almost study that you've walked into. And you see your compatriots already drinking.
There's not any
Well.
oil in here, is there?
No, it's a bar. Why would there be?
I don't know. I couldn't find any out there. That's all.
No, yes, I made note of that as well. Very top-notch organization going here. Hey, what's behind counters?
Alexei, you notice two things immediately. One, Verity is holding an envelope with your name on it and reading the contents. And two, that bar has a bottle of exceptional Polish vodka.
He will move over to the Polish vodka, reach over and grab it and say, not bad. It seems not everything here is complete shite. So, I assure you everything in there is true. There may be a bit of embellishment here and there, but yes, it is impressive record, no?
It's alright, I've read better. But now that I see
Yes.
you, now I'm more interested. Can I get you a drink, Alexei? She'll snap the envelope shut.
I am good with this, and he'll just like rattle the bottle a little bit. But thank you for offer. Unless you want to share, I will pour a glass for you.
I'd be delighted. There goes the G&T.
And Judith is like, Judith watches. She's like, well, that explains why the Soviets are so interested in Poland. It's the vodka. They can't get the decent stuff.
It's the vodka.
Yes, I mean, look at this bar. It's really very outstanding. Just a little, please, Alexei. Will be my third, and there's a lot of things to do today. I'm sorry, Mabel, that you couldn't find any oil for that dreadful truck. I'm hoping we get an upgrade.
Oh, yeah, I hope so. No, I'm not driving that if we got to. It won't get us like 2 yards down the road. It's useless.
Well,
We could try the
don't
vodka
worry, I'll
in
work
it.
on
Sometimes that works.
Surprisingly effective method, yes.
Yes.
yes, I
if we
found
need to.
vodka very effective for many things.
It's
Indeed.
a lubricant for all things.
All things, I assure you.
Glass held out, and she kind of indicates for everyone else to grab a glass.
Alexei
Look, we are
pours
pre-war
generously.
partying, Colin. Please, let us pre-war
God.
party.
Elder
Judith
gods
is
have
sticking with her
mercy on my
scotch.
soul.
Thank you.
Helen glances around, like, seeing no commanding officer or anyone of any other apparent military rank. She just goes over to the bar, opens a bottle of something, just pours a shot, does it, and then closes it and puts the the glass away and is like, that's it for her. She's just one shot in case, she doesn't know if she's on or off duty at the moment, so she's not going to have a nice leash drink. and then she'll just
And Helen-
sit down.
Helen, you as you take that shot to kind of settle your nerves, you turn around to see something slightly unsettling, which is that there is a black envelope on the table with your name on it.
I think she's like like on the shot, and then sets it down. It was probably the first thing that she was able to grab, so it could have been anything. And then
Turns out it was oil.
she's like, and she'll go over to the envelope and kind of look at it, just to have like a Helen Phillips, please open, or is it just Helen Phillips?
Just says your name, Helen Phillips. Yeah.
Just
In a
flip it
black
over.
envelope.
She doesn't know if she's supposed to open it or not, so she just kind of sets it back down on the desk and sits a little awkwardly if there's a seat to be had.
Yep. And say
Helen,
as you see that you do
it's,
see that there are two open that they're reading.
That doesn't mean we're supposed
It's
to
just
open
your
it.
dossier.
Oh,
I mean, it doesn't hold anything in it that you don't already know about yourself. It's just fun to see what
Right.
they leave out.
and when you say that, she almost gets like a kind of nervous look across her face. Right. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Let's.
Oh, they leave a lot out for
See.
you too.
I don't know,
Only the
honestly.
good stuff is left out.
And she'll open her
Don't know if it's
dossier
good.
under peer pressure. Um,
So with a slightly nervous sort of
she's very young.
tearing the envelope open very carefully, you retrieve the dossier, and really quickly, thank you. I forgot to mention this before. Thank you to Lydia for the gift subs. I don't know if I said that before. Did I? I don't know if I did. If not, thank you again, regardless. All right, so yeah, you slide the paper from the envelope, and Helen, what is in your dossier?
In her dossier, it says Private Helen Phillips, age. It's got a scratched number and a new one that says 21. You can see that 22 was scratched out. Apparently, they found out that she got in a little early. Height 5'1", weight 110, from Wanaka, New Zealand. Her deployment information from Africa 1940. A reassignment to a different company in Africa, and then in 1943 a reassignment to Italy, and then another reassignment from one a New Zealand company to a British company in Italy, and then deployment to here. A note that she has almost 300 kills under her belt, just shy, and there's some redacted things, but there is a note that says twice was the only survivor of operations, one in Africa, one in Italy, and then redacted.
And Mabel, you see that while you've been desperately trying to find something to repair, some oil to repair this truck, your compatriots you drove with have all made themselves quite at home in this tent and are all drinking and nonchalantly reading these sealed dossiers on the table. What do you do?
Are these the orders? I'm just gonna open it like it's addressed to me. Oh no, this is
No,
not.
it's your
these are-
permanent record.
Oh.
Yep.
And what is in your
Well,
permanent record?
I don't think there's a huge amount in hers. I don't think she's done all that many missions and things yet. I think she's maybe done a couple before this. There is detail like the usual things of family. She has 2 older brothers, both in the forces, one in the Air Force, one out in the field in sort of tanks and big military vehicles. Her father is deceased, he used to be a mechanic. Her mother is still alive. And there there is some details, but again, if things are being redacted, then there's probably some alludings to the incident where her father was killed, which was part of the baby blitz of this earlier in this year. But there's a lot of blank stuff, as if which it might seem odd to anyone else looking at it because he was killed in a bombing raid. But maybe there was more to it than that. Yes, and then the couple of small tasks she's been sent on more recently. Another one in France, and her training and things in all things mechanics and engineering and things, basically.
Right. And as you all thumb through your dossiers and sip at your liquor, a considerable amount of time passes before anyone joins you in the tent. You all are left alone to presumably get to know each other, perhaps establish some measure of camaraderie prior to. Maybe that was General Strang's plan, to leave you alone and hope that you all just get along. And in fact, the absence is so missed that after a time, the tent flap opens and our trusty little golden retriever, Private Smith, pokes his head in and looks about and says, He's still not here. Damn Brits.
We're not
the
adopting
general
this
will
one.
be with you shortly. I'm sorry, ma'am.
Nothing, Private. Carry on.
I will find the general. You all just...
Yes, please tell him it's very
Hey.
rude to stand a lady up. Come
Wait,
along, way.
Tovarich, come back. Come have vodka with me. I will win you over yet, I promise. Just try some of this. It's great.
Okay. Roll will persuasion to convince an American GI to drink on duty.
Yes, let's do it. All right. You said what with wits?
Will persuasion.
Will persuade.
Will persuasion.
Actually, you know what? Do it
have-
Think in
insight.
this-
Insight
Ooh.
persuasion would be better for me.
Oh, dang. Will would
Can
be
Judith
better, but,
assist with this? Can Judith assist him with this? Yeah, she's just
All
gonna
right.
say, Private,
So,
have a
go ahead.
drink. You need one after that drive. Maybe it'll steady your nerves.
Okay.
so for this one, the number is the amount of dice rolling, right?
The number of dice and then the target number is what you input here.
Yeah, the total number makes your target number, which you want to roll under.
Yep.
And
I
then
think
you roll
with
2d20.
And I think by assisting him, he gets an extra d20, or it adds
Yes.
something else.
You have to roll a single d20, and tell me how you're doing it, which you just did, basically. And then we'll call that the same as he's doing, insight persuasion. You roll a single d20 and have to meet your target number, or get below your target number. If you get it, then you
Okay.
help him out and give him an extra die.
So I have 7 insight and 1 persuasion, so it's 8 that I'm rolling.
Yeah.
Because it asks for a number of d20. Okay, just making sure.
Oh, no,
I'm
just
set
two
up.
But let's see if
D20s.
Judith helps.
Oh,
2 d20s
Okay,
unless
so I
Judith
have a-
succeeds. So just-
Mhm.
Okay, so I have insight 10 and persuasion 3 with a focus and charm.
Ooh.
So 1d20, submit, target number is 13.
So your
Not
crit range
focus.
increases because of your focus. So your focus, what's your focus is in charm. That's under persuasion. So what's
Mhm.
your rank? What's your rating in persuasion?
3.
3. So if you roll a 3 or less, you get a crit automatic double success.
Okay, let's see what happens.
It increases your range.
I rolled a 7, so it's just a single
Still got it.
success.
So Alexi, you may roll 3d20 on that check, and
all right. So 3d20. The target number would be 8.
Mhm.
3d20. Target number 8. Focus.
Can't believe I
0.
want this to succeed.
No!
Oh, so
One was so
close.
close, too.
Oh.
So close. But thankfully, no, you didn't hit the 20, so no complication. He looks at you, looks at the bottle of vodka, and just backs away. No thanks, Ruski. I don't drink clear liquors before noon.
Suit yourself. It's mighty cold here. I know you are not used to such heavy snows, but it's good for morale and making sure you don't freeze out here. But suit yourself. More for ladies.
And as the private turns to leave, you hear him thud and say, "Oh, sir, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. General, the recruits you've asked for are," and you hear a voice. "Yes, Private, I really don't need your assistance with this part. You're welcome to return to your truck. I do believe it smells utterly atrocious. You do need to get that looked at. Find some oil, will you?"
I've been
yes.
telling him that.
Miss Smith, I thought you might. I've read all about your mechanical exploits. It's so good to have you on our side.
Well, I'm glad you hopefully have some oil here. Otherwise, that vehicle is not making it back.
The young American private will see to it. These Americans,
Oh,
so
if you say
terribly
so.
difficult to deal with, so thick. Well, I see all of our company is met. It is wonderful to finally lay eyes upon all of you. You, Miss Phillips, you are... What is it now? What is it? And he looks around for your dossier.
Yeah, which would be put back in the envelope, folded nicely, and put back on the desk.
And he picks it up, sees that the seal is broken, and kind of gives you sort of like a wry smile. You are the one the Jerry's call Höllenbrut. Oh my. Very impressive.
Thank you, sir.
Quite a nickname. And well earned with your kill count.
It means Hellspawn, Helen.
Oh, so that's what they've been yelling. I don't speak German.
Yes, yes. Sorry.
Oh yes, they've quite a bounty on you, Miss Phillips.
Great. It's exciting.
Take it from this old warhorse. It's a badge of honor to have the enemy place a bounty upon your head. Trust me, I have been there, and I'm quite proud of it.
Yes, sir.
Now,
Thank you, sir.
this is my crack team. Wonderful. All of you have a... Oh, you've already got into the... Yeah, I suppose I should have seen that coming. It was meant to entertain. All of you, please, have a seat, have a drink, make yourselves at home. I know the appointments here are a bit drab, but I've done my best to make the place comfortable.
Can I make you a drink, General?
Oh, please, Miss Wright. I would much appreciate that.
Of course. What is your preference?
Let's see. This early in the
Cold
morning.
drink? Something with a little body?
Feeling something smoky and peaty. How about just 2 fingers of scotch would be fine, thank you.
Just 2 fingers.
It is an excellent scotch.
Oh, yes, I know. I brought it
And-
myself. I told you, I've done my best to make it comfortable.
Verity is
Yes,
going
you
to go
did
to the
very
bar
good job.
via the gramophone. She's going to set the gramophone playing on her way, and then she'll pour the scotch for the General.
Helen's been given permission to drink. She will now go mix herself a small drink. Or if there's a beer behind the bar, even better. She'd grab that.
Oh, he wouldn't be caught dead. Please. Beer. Not a ruffian.
Hellspawn, come have some vodka. You put well, I would say hair on chest, but that may not be right phrase.
I'd rather have that.
No. But this is good. You try.
All right, give it a go.
We'll pour a very small dose for her, so she's 5-0.
It is very strong, Helen. That is some very potent vodka. That feels like you could degrease engines with that.
It's very good.
Yes.
I could see why you were all talking about it having a variety of uses.
Please, my dear, don't be shy. You're welcome to make yourselves at home. You will not be shipping out tonight. We'll have to have you move early tomorrow morning, so you do have a bit of time to put your feet up and let your hair down.
It's good. Yes.
Right.
Okay.
I have a very important question for all of you to begin with. Who knows why you're here?
Oh, this is
Excellent.
easy.
That silence
Yes,
means
I was
that
going to
silence
say I
means
kill
we've been
Nazis.
doing our job properly. Well, killing Nazis, of course, Mr. Sokolov. That goes without saying, but the specifics of why you're here, we've done a very, very extensive job keeping that covered up. And it appears we've been
Actually,
successful.
General Colin, is there any way that
Yeah.
maybe Verity does have a vague idea of why we're here? That she's got like a rumor or
Oh,
a
hell yeah.
tidbit somewhere when she's been snooping around?
Or that Judith
Uh,
might have the suspicion as well.
I think so. I think in your particular case, Verity, you have had access to sensitive information that has been certainly encoded, but you're pretty good at seeing through that kind of thing.
Mhm.
And you probably would recognize patterns of the same sort of call signs and the same code names being used that would give you an indication of what's going on. So if I'm totally setting you up here, I'm like alley-ooping you, that you're extremely good at cryptography. So if you want to use that to get an idea, you certainly could.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if it was maybe like insight, and then I was gonna
Could
do
do
like
that.
academia, or I guess cryptography.
Yeah, you have to focus in cryptography, so that'll just increase your focus.
Yeah, because I
range,
imagine so the way Verity generally works is like she goes and talks to people and she listens to what they say, and then her brain just puts the pieces together along with any like if she sees folders with numbers, and she'll remember the numbers and be like, I've seen these numbers before, and put together where she's seen them. Does that make sense?
That's right. Yeah.
All right,
Absolutely.
so
Totally.
that's a 15
Insight.
for my target. Do I get a focus on that or no? No.
Yeah. Focus is 5
Focus is
because of the
5, okay.
cryptography.
So I roll 2, target number 15, focus 5. Only 1 success, but I'll take it.
Only 1 success.
Mhm.
Yes. You do have some idea, Verity, because you have seen several of these names before you come across your desk. You have seen that they have all been given call signs. They all have code names. But you've gotten to know them. Even when General Strang mentioned that Helen is known as Hullenbrut, this is something you have seen before, come across in intercepted communications. So you know that the British intelligence has been monitoring this particular group of folks for some time. And it now seems, of course, that they were monitoring them to recruit them for a very special mission. Now, the fact that you're just inside of liberated France, on the border of Belgium near the Ardennes, not far from enemy lines, tells you that whatever you've been called here for, it is something that almost certainly will require being behind the German Western line. And I'll even give you with that that you know that there has been a lot of chatter coming from this region just recently. There's been a lot of radio chatter and a lot of telegraph transmissions coming from this particular region that are all dealing with apparently someone who has disappeared. who is referred to only under the codename Dagger.
Yes, General, you've done a very good job of keeping everything very cloak and dagger.
That was really good. He... Well, this is, of course, why we recruited you. However, I do believe I'm going to have to send a note to Bletchley Park to watch who opens their mail.
Aren't you glad it was me?
In this one instance, yes. However, there are saboteurs in our midst at all times, so we need to be very careful who's in the mailroom now, don't we, Miss Wright?
Females in the mailroom, unthinkable.
They said you were very smart. They didn't say you were witty.
Sure, there are many things they say about me, and many they don't. Come, General, won't you kiss and tell what we're up to?
Well, you've all read your dossiers by now, I suppose, and perhaps swapped the dirty details, so fair to say you're reasonably acquainted with one another, I should hope. But we are, of course, here at Section M, very acquainted with all of you. You all have very particular sets of skills that we believe will be useful in the operation for which you have been assigned. I don't think I need to tell all of you that what I'm about to say is classified at the highest levels of secrecy. None of it leaves this tent, and should we ever find out any of it has, you will be shot as traitors. Do I make myself abundantly clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, no worries. I will not tell anybody of things I've seen today. Scout's honor.
Yeah. Yes, I'm well familiar with your association with the NKVD, Mr. Sokolov, but you have been assigned to Section M, and I can assure you that should anything happen to you on this mission, the NKVD will certainly disavow all knowledge of your existence.
Of course, I am
They've made such assurance.
unknown to you, and I will cooperate fully.
Very good. Good man. Before I proceed, Judith, I didn't want to screw you out of a roll there. You wanted to look into this too slightly, yes?
Yeah, given the type of assignments that she's been getting lately, she probably has a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
Unless she's, or if she maybe had heard something from her handler, gotten a heads up.
Yes. Yeah, roll insight. Difficulty 1, insight with observation, I will call it.
Insight observation. Okay. Trying to see if I have anything that will help me with that. Nope. Okay. So, so let's do something fun. I'm going to give you a threat with this and make so I
Cool.
can roll 3
Give me-
d20s.
Excellent.
I'm gonna give it to
Thank you.
Let's see. My target number is 12. Don't have any focuses in this, so my focus number is 0. Correct?
9. Focus number is 1.
Oh, it's 9.
It's 1. I said 9 because I was doing German.
Oh, I know. I was teasing.
uh,
Oh, 9. Okay, great. So focus 1. All right.
literally can't be that high. Holy!
That would be
Oh
2
my
criticals
gosh.
and a 3.
So the
So
the macro roller on this does not account for the crits, so that's actually 5 successes. Each of those is 2
You know everything.
plus the other one. So you know so much. You only needed 1, so the other 4 of that gets banked into momentum. So you all have you only can have a maximum of 6 momentum. So
Yeah.
you are topped out on your momentum. Judith, you did upon being sort of handed over to Section M and assigned to Section M, your handler, Captain Sullivan, did inform you that whatever is happening in the Ardennes almost certainly has something to do with protecting the fragile resistance just on the other side of the enemy lines. There is, of course, the lines are drawn, and because of the time of the war, troops aren't moving back and forth very much right now, because as the winter sets in, it's just not a great time to wage war. So things are in a bit of a stasis and a standstill right now, but just on the other side of the lines in the Ardennes, the underground resistance movements are patiently waiting the Allies to burst in and relieve them, and they have had a hell of a time. And because of where we are, they have not been able to get the support that they need. So it's extremely likely that whatever you're here for, it involves supporting the resistance movements, which would require your particular set of skills, of course. Getting espionage, subterfuge, getting in behind enemy lines, and and sabotaging and blowing things up from the inside. So, do you do anything with that knowledge, Judith?
She's just going to look at the time. Are we walking in, or are we dropping in?
Yeah, I'm afraid we won't be able to drop you in. The weather, as you can see, is awful. We really can't get planes off the ground at the moment. But you will, of course, be able to proceed on foot. It's a bit of a slog through the woods, but all of you are hardened, and I'm convinced you'll all be just fine.
Yeah, I've made the walk before. Do we have contacts? Do they know we're coming?
Yes, indeed, they do. And perhaps now I should disclose the dirty details. You all know that
I'm sure they'll be interested. And she just sits back and finishes her scotch.
A woman after my own heart. And he clinks his glass with yours. You all, of course, know that the resistance movements have had a devil of a time keeping morale up as the war has stagnated on. But there has been a shining light among them. A woman named Marta Archenbraud. Exceptional soldier. And a truly wonderful operative who's done excellent work for OSS and supporting our boys on the ground from the other side. Unfortunately, we recently learned that Ms. Archenbraud has been captured by the Nazis. This, it presents us with a bit of a thorny dilemma, really. We're trying to keep our operations here quiet. We really don't want the Germans to know that we're quite as close as we are, but we do need Miss Archenbraud back, and we can't likely just send the boots on the ground in to storm the place and rescue her, lest we blow our cover and give ourselves away. So, we need a small troop of folk like yourself, trained in espionage, trained in irregular warfare, to rescue her. Nothing any of you haven't done before, yes?
Yes, that seems pretty doable, doesn't it?
Isn't
She looks around at the others.
like
It should be cakewalk.
Is this Mabel? Is this is the confidence a cover? That should be doable.
I mean, it sounds like a very basic, in a way, task for. I mean, even though Mabel hasn't done a huge amount, it sounds like the rest of them are much more experienced with all their redacted stuff. So I think she's trying to. I think because she's new, she's trying to be all chipper and confident and things. So it's more. She's not confident necessarily, but she's just, the silence is a bit too. She's not used to the sort of she's like, she wants the camaraderie. She's like, come on, we'll all sing "There'll Be Blue." She's that kind of person, I think.
Yeah. Keep the Union Jack flying, Miss Smith. Yeah. There is a further complication I should warn you about, and it's why we've, alas, very sorry to say, Miss Phillips, it's why we needed you here specifically.
I was gonna ask,
Someone
it's
trained
retrieval typically not my thing, but
precisely. Yes, you of course, Miss Phillips, being trained in, well, essentially assassination at long range. I fear that may be required. We can't know for sure. Indeed. Miss Archambaud is currently under Nazi interrogation, and we fear she may have broken and provided quite a bit of information. We can't be sure. Our spy networks are not what they were at the moment, and through the fog of war, it's not clear what she's provided, if anything, but we need all of you to look into it. And if indeed she is perhaps going so far as collaborating, that could possibly give up the entire resistance network in this entire sector of the Ardennes, in which case I'm afraid her treason would require the highest form of punishment.
got it.
Okay, I will bring me on the wire.
That's, well, I suppose it may come to that, Mr. Sokolov, but if you're going to do it, I mean, at least do it like a gentleman.
Oh, okay.
Have you met the
yes,
Soviets,
I will save
General?
a round for the back of him.
I'm sorry,
Just
Miss Gold.
on the nose to Judith.
I said, have you met the Soviets? I don't think there's a gentleman among them.
Well, I mean, that is harsh, but Beyond the Wire is nice, but I think General wants back of head with the...
If I might
Been a while, yes.
backtrack us just for a moment.
Yes,
General, how did Miss Archambaud come to be captured exactly? What were the circumstances around that incident?
Well, that's why we have our suspicions, you see. The operation upon which she was working was compromised, and we worry, given some of the communications we've intercepted, that perhaps that may have been a smokescreen. Perhaps she intended to be captured, if you will. This is what worries us. But this is why we need boots on the ground to investigate, of course. Which is what all of you will be doing. We need you to get in behind enemy lines, establish a forward base, and carry out reconnaissance of movements in the area. We need you to find Miss Archambaud, but your secondary objective is to find out just what the bloody hell the Nazis are doing back there. There's been an awful lot of movement lately, and it's not typical. Certainly, they're not thinking of attempting some sort of counterattack at this time. It would be absurd and tactically extremely unsound. And the sort of forces that have been moving there are not your regular run-of-the-mill stormtroopers. We've seen these strange folk. The Germans call them the Night Wolves, the Nachtwölfe. Scary name, but they don't seem to. They seem to march to the beat of their own drum, so to speak. They don't work with the rest of the stormtroopers, and we'd like to know exactly what the bloody hell they're up to.
Very well. So, intelligence, extraction, and execution, perhaps. She kind of looks around the group, assigning the skills. And then evacuation, as she reaches Maple.
Precisely, Ms. Wright. Just another day at the office for all of you, I suppose. Good news is, you will not be going entirely alone, nor will you be going in blind. We've set you up with a contact who you will be meeting at an area in the forest that we know is the Charred Oak. Trust me, you will know it when you see it, and we will, of course, provide you with directions. The fellow's name is Gaston Moreau. He's part of the Belgian resistance on the other side. I've not met him, but you shouldn't have any difficulty spotting him. You will have a code phrase, of course, to ensure that you've found the right man. And once his identity is confirmed, he will escort you to Ardennes.
Is this someone Judith is familiar with? Or has heard of, or knows by reputation?
Gaston Moreau. Do an insight... I'm going to call it insight observation.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, we'll just... Target number is 12. Focus is 1. That's 1 success.
There you go. Judith, not someone you've heard of. However, Gaston Moreau. You know the way that intelligence officers tend to operate, both on the American and British side? That's not that dude's real name. That's certainly a cover for something else. Probably isn't even Belgian and or French.
Yeah. Just got a few of those ourselves, though.
Yeah.
It has
definitely an alias.
it has that ring to it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It has the name, it has the cadence of someone who's definitely not from here making up a name to blend in.
Mm-hmm.
General, do you mind if I step outside for a cigarette?
By all means, Miss Wright.
And
Get some fresh air.
Verity exits the tent and disappears, and I'm going to be right back.
Great cover. So, that is the lay of the land, my friends. I will take your questions now, should you have any.
Do we have a time frame?
You will have to move quickly. We will, it is of course still early morning, but we will be deploying you late in the early morning tomorrow, round about, suppose, 3 a.m., so you may move under cover of night. We are expecting cloud cover and a new moon, so it should be quite dark on your approach. This is ideal, of course, for infiltration.
We're gonna get requisitions from the quartermaster before we head out.
Oh, heavens me! Yes, of course. Yes, we have a delightful quartermaster, my own personal, that I asked to have escorted with me to this base. A gentleman by the name of Quartermaster Smedley. He'll provide you with whatever you need.
Wonderful.
What do we have in the way of extraction once job is finished?
Well, old boy, I'm afraid extraction is not typically an option in these sort of missions. You'll have to find your way back out.
Hoofing it,
And-
okay.
Yes, hoofing it indeed. Now, of course, there is the matter of why we recruited Miss Smith here to come along with you. Miss Smith, you are within your rights to requisition any vehicle you find necessary for extraction. There are no, the normal gentlemanly rules of warfare do not apply in this particular instance, Miss Smith, so you are free to commandeer anything that might be helpful.
I assumed as much, so yes, no problem. Pretty much anything I can get rolling, so whatever we can find, I suppose. Even if it's just bicycles. Hopefully not bicycles,
Oh.
though.
Smith, I just got that. Any relation to Private Smith we just saw earlier?
No,
No? Oh, okay.
I don't know. We could be
Uh,
cousins. You never know. I don't know my entire extended family, so maybe.
He's American, could be cousin.
Well, they
could be,
do
I
have a
suppose.
very special relationship. But you
Yes,
must
the ponies
understand.
and all that.
You must understand, Mr. Sokolov. Smith is heinously common among us English speakers. afraid I don't know what the equivalent would be in your mother tongue, but
Ivan.
Ivan, yes. Ivan,
Ivanovich.
certainly.
Yes.
Ivanovich. Yes. That.
Everybody think everybody from Russia is Ivan. It's okay.
I did not have that personal impression.
Yeah. I will tell you about the crazy Ivan maneuver we did in Stalingrad sometime.
I'm
The
familiar.
Ivan, neither here nor there. Well, that is your mission, should you choose to accept it, and I assume all of you do, but you wouldn't have come along.
Sure. Just takes another tiny sip of vodka. Just,
Yep. I am
Sure,
in.
yep.
Oh,
right.
he goes behind the desk and pulls up a sort of satchel radio. Now, you will not be completely on your own. You will be able to contact me. Of course, you will do so only contacting me under the codename Hunter, as that is my code name. All of you will be known as Unit Rapier. Good fencing name. Anyhow, you will be able to contact me, but I would advise that you use discretion. The Germans do have, even still in this area, some capability for radio transmission interception. Use at your own peril, is all I mean to imply.
All right.
I can take that if nobody else. Just look after that for you.
Absolutely.
my-
You
my-
seem more than
I'm
capable.
on the ground a lot. Or up in trees.
Yeah, you would not be
Buildings.
practical to carry that.
Yeah,
There's
oops, I dropped the radio, my bad.
there's a sound of laughter from outside, and then Constance steps back in and looks around the tent.
What is funny, Miss Wright?
Oh, well, we were discussing a rather silly joke. But perhaps something for you to look forward to, General.
You in the private?
Privates, yes.
Aim higher, Miss Wright.
At least a
I
commission
am very
officer.
high, General.
Helen looks a
Constance
little,
picks
little
up.
like, oh. When he says aim higher than private, she's like, oh.
Constance will pick up
It's all-
her dossier, which no one has opened or looked at, and she'll hand it to the General and, like, flick it open and turn it to page 3, because she knows exactly what's in this thing, because she wrote it. And this is basically a list of who she's dated, and it hits a point where they start redacting the names of the people she's dated, because they're important.
I love how you
Those are
just
the ones
said
followed by
Constance.
MP.
Yeah, you
Oh,
slipped
shit,
the
yeah,
Constance in there.
embarrassing.
Yeah, names are followed by
Are-
NP.
Yeah.
This sloppy redaction that looks like instant Urchill. Anyways, the,
Prince Edward.
oh dear. Right, well, that is all for your briefing. You are welcome to meet with the quartermaster, equip yourselves however you see fit, and prepare to ship off in the morning.
Thank you, General.
God save the king.
Right.
I don't suppose you have another bottle of this I could take with. I'm pretty sure the
I don't suppose
quartermaster
I do.
doesn't keep this.
I can keep this, right? Then he just like holds the vodka to him.
It's half gone.
Mr. Sokolov, I've not had terribly many interactions with your people, but I have had enough to know better than to come between a Russian and his vodka.
You're a good man. I
Thank
will
you much.
find many uses for this. I promise.
I'm sure
Looks
you will.
concerned. Just
Concern. And
kind of
He agrees her social
He,
lubrication.
he excuses himself, and says, right, I have matters to attend to, but do please meet with the quartermaster, make yourselves at home, and, well, prepare for the ride of your lives.
All right. And as soon as he leaves, she goes, so we are all working together. If it's not impolite, you don't all seem military. Can I ask your specialities?
I am commissariat with experience in explosives and heavy weaponry.
Oh, good. We might need that.
OSS, SOE, infiltration, resistance, organizing cells, and doing what needs to be done. Disguise,
That sounds
identity,
incredibly
covert,
useful for this job.
civilian covert ops.
Yes, same.
Great.
Ditto.
Sounds like we need infiltration. Yeah.
I just drive things and mend things and sometimes break things depending on what's needed. I'm pretty good. Oh, and I can hide things in things. It's a lot of... It depends if I've got... We're not going to have any vehicles, though, so I'll have to look for some. But then, if I get any, then I can do things with them. It'll be fine.
Like good. I'm a sniper. That's what I do. I guess I can move really quietly as well.
I'm also very good at maths
Sneaky,
and breaking codes, just while we're making lists of little habits and skills.
Okay. So you can do the Morse for the radio, can you?
Oh yes.
Yes, I sometimes get a bit lost on the dot dash
I'm
dots.
probably going to be using something a little more encrypted than Morse.
Don't worry, Mabel. I'll teach you all about encryption and dots and dashes.
Okay. Dots and dashes. Okay. Right. Excellent. Right. Let's go get some spanners. Start to head towards where there might be
Yeah. Spanners.
Adventurous, right? Spanners.
Right,
And I
spanners.
imagine Verity pulls out a small notepad that she has, and she does a shorthand, and it's not just a regular secretarial shorthand, but it's a fully encoded shorthand of her own. And she's definitely just writing out, Mabel, sweet, like spanners. Beware of grease. You know, it's that kind of a comment to self.
Mabel,
And-
bit of a spanner.
Underneath, she's writing down a number that she's noticed at some point in this camp that she doesn't know what it's for or where it's placed, but she's just making a mental note of a number that she's seen somewhere on her way through.
I'm going to make a note of that and come back to you on that.
Okay, cool. And so Verity tucks away the notebook and realizes Mabel had no idea that Verity was just flirting with her, and makes a small mental note about that, and tidies up the dossiers on the table into a nice neat pile. Anything that remains.
And, after you tidy up and get the place get the general's tent looking presentable, as you exit outside into the cold autumn air, it's now just early afternoon, and you can see that the only other really there are a few small tents, just look like regular old GI pup tents, sort of, and another similarly pointed tent to the forward operating tent you were just in, but slightly smaller, is this sort of round dome tent structure that is likewise covered in tree branches and mud and all sorts of camouflage. And outside is a rather portly looking gentleman in the uniform of a British enlisted man, a sergeant. You would be able to identify readily a sergeant, who is bringing in from from the back of another truck is hauling in boxes of ammunition into this tent. And as he turns and sees all of you, he gives a polite wave and gestures you to come closer.
Yep. Go right up.
Good morning, Sergeant.
Good morning. You must be the ones that the general was speaking about. You will need armaments. I have plenty just inside. You have the run of the place.
Just goes and starts looking. Permission was
You have
given.
spare clothing, Sergeant?
Oh, yes, of course. What in particular do you need, Miss,
Right.
Yes.
Verity right.
Very right, yes. What could I particularly do for you? What would you like?
Well, in addition to a standard set of fatigues, I think I will need... And she begins to list off a couple of different things that she can mix and match for potential things that she can see behind the lines happening. The idea being a couple of things that are like brightly colored, so that when people say, after that woman with the red jacket, she can lose the red jacket and swap to a blue jacket, and they're looking for a red jacket. Things like that, so she can direct their attention to a specific piece of clothing and then just lose that piece of clothing. But it doesn't sound like she's just taking any clothing or like that she wants a lot. She's definitely being strategic and what can I mix and match and not have to carry 6 jackets with me.
Ah, yes. Yeah, he has, because the missions here have been partially supplying resistance troops and whatnot, there are fatigues, but then also there is plenty of civilian clothing that you can sort of have the run of, and I think something like that, like a brightly colored jacket or something like that would be readily at hand and something you could easily have.
She rolls up 2 pairs of extra socks, and I think her kit bag is literally going to be clothing at this point. It's just clothing, a couple of hats, fatigues, the jacket, extra pair of socks, maybe 2.
Oh, good. Always bring extra socks.
Very important.
Mechanically, guys, what this means is that any weapon in the Tools of the Trade chapter from this that is restriction level 3 or lower, you can just have. But it has to be something you can actually carry on you. You can't like carry like a heavy machine gun on your back easily. But you can have a rifle, pistol, whatever you want. You're welcome to have it. And because we got a lovely boon, I am going to give a special gift from Sergeant Smedley's secret stash to our sniper.
Oh.
It's going to be in honor to
Yeah.
make your acquaintance.
Oh.
He's like fanboying just super hard.
Oh. She's super awkward about it. She's like, oh, I don't know. I didn't realize so many people know me here. That's not what she's used to. That's not the reaction she's commonly incurred.
Sure, yeah. I mean, but
your exploits in Northern Africa inspired, and I.
Thank you, sir.
Well,
just doing my job.
The Commonwealth owes you a great debt, and I would like you to have this. It's well, we seized it from the Germans, but it's an incredibly advanced-looking model. I think it would be excellent in your hands.
And he gives you a Beowulf Mark I sniper rifle.
Ooh.
Write that down. I'll find you the stats for it, because it's a special, slightly magical weapon.
Oh, snap. Okay.
Yep. And it comes
This'll end
with
well.
Elder Sign ammunition.
Oh,
Mark.
snap. Okay.
Yep. The rest of you are just free to take whatever you want. We don't have to do a whole quartermaster montage scene, but anything you'd like, any pistols, rifles. You can take grenades. You can take extra ammo if you have the capacity for it. I don't think any of you have capacity for extra ammo, but except Helen. Yeah.
Can we say that
I see that there's a
stuff
portable
that Judith...
flamethrower. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Judith. Sorry.
Go ahead, Judith.
I was just gonna say, can we say that the special package that Judith requested from Captain Sullivan is just there waiting for her? It's just like a pack that's got her ID papers in it and the clothes that go with the identities and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That he had it delivered to the quartermaster.
Well, I would do that. But I'm actually going to spend some of my threat to give you a complication, since I haven't spent any threat yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to spend 2 to give you a complication. It never showed. Somehow that went missing, lost in the mail.
Okay. We'll just take those right off of there. So she will then go ahead and requisition a leather jacket, just some clothing that should go picking through to see stuff that'll work as covert clothing. Does that include her?
Yeah.
Oh God, okay. I remind me not to give you any more threat.
You literally gave it to me.
I know I did. I'm not going to give you any more. Yeah, so she's the other thing she was going to request specifically was tobacco and rolling papers or cigarettes.
Okay.
Great. Great barter. Behind lines.
Well, that private there, Smith, he's been loading me his luckies, if you'd like some of them.
Excellent.
He throws you a pack.
She tucks it away,
Helen?
along with the other 3 packs she's got hidden away.
What's up, Helen?
I think Helen sees what Verity's getting a bunch of clothes, and she's like, "That's really smart. It's really cold," and is also being like, "Let's get some, like a nice wool sweater," and just gearing up appropriately. And it's like, good idea. Pulls her shorts down a little more because it's cold.
Still wearing shorts. I love that you're still wearing shorts.
That's what I was wearing when
to
they put
take
me in
off
the box.
So, after you all get kitted up with whatever it is that you would like, you may all... You're welcome now to pass the time until it is time for your extraction. If anybody would like a scene here, if anyone would like to have a conversation, you're welcome to do so. Otherwise, we can head to getting out into the forest.
I would like to suggest that maybe Verity finds... I want to find a different GI, but she's going to talk them into picking out her gun for her. She just wants a small, discreet handgun. But she'll, do that. I don't know too much about it. I can, point and shoot, but what do you think would be good? I do love seeing a gun in a man's hands, etc., etc., etc.
The thirst. There is a...
Everyone in this camp will be my bitch before I leave.
Private Smith seems to have gone off duty and has been replaced by another fresh-faced private, another trusty Labrador. This fellow, dark-eyed, curly-haired, who sees you. He's patrolling just outside the quartermaster's tent when you sort of pull him aside and take him in. He says, "Oh, ma'am, you're looking for something more easily concealable. Okay."
Yes, I do enjoy discretion.
Uh-huh. Right. So, well, you're not going to want to go something big like an M1911 like this here, and he pulls a big honking 45 off of his belt.
Oh gosh. Just whip it out like that. Very good.
Right. No, you're not going to. You're going to want something a little smaller. We got these little concealables here that are. Well, they don't pack a big punch, but I mean, you can hide the thing in your boot. You could easily fit in a vest pocket or a jacket pocket. No one would even know it's there. I mean, it's only about the size of a what do you call those? A compact, something like that.
Perfect. Perhaps you can suggest where I hide it. She'll take one of the indicated guns and kind of have it kind of casually in open hand, and then glance down herself, glance down him, and then have the gun in hand.
Are you wearing boots, ma'am? A boot pistol is always a good shout to have that, but just don't leave it in there loaded because you're going to go off and blow your ankle off or something.
Yes,
like that.
I would rather not shoot myself in the foot.
Yeah, that's right. You don't want to do that. Nope. So I would keep that in. What are you? Are you right-handed? Left-handed?
Left-handed, yes.
Left-handed, right. So
That's right.
you're gonna want to keep. Wait, is it left or right?
Left-handed, that's right.
It's like that. That old baseball thing, like the who's on first. Like that. It's.
Oh,
Probably didn't get
yes.
across the pond.
No, yes. Who's on
Abbott and
first?
Costello. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. So yeah.
Oh,
No, you're
very
gonna want to put
funny.
it.
Very funny. I'm sorry. What is your name?
Private First Class Jones. At your service, ma'am.
Very good to meet you, Private Jones. Now, I have a war to win. And she'll take the gun and she'll check it and just tuck it straight down into her boot and then turn and go back to find Helen and Judith and everyone.
Had you had eyes in the back of your head, he stands there for a very prolonged period of time, breathing deeply into the autumn air before gathering himself and returning to his patrol.
Everybody ready to go? Everybody have what they need? Anything I can get for you?
Alexi's probably
Mabel's going to-
stuffing. Alexi's probably stuffing as many grenades and explosives as he can into several satchels. I think I am good. What are your thoughts on the flamethrower? Too much? Not
What's
enough?
the restriction? What's the restriction level?
It's a 3. It's a 3.
It's a 3.
Yeah.
You can have it, but you won't be able to carry a rifle. You could have that in place of a rifle. It would take up too much bulk.
Well, see,
It's not exactly
I
subtle,
was gonna get
Alexi.
I was gonna get a shotgun, but yeah, it might not be very subtle.
Or
It is
practical.
going to be
That's your
In a
style.
forest.
Or the most practical.
Alexi, only
Burn the
you
whole
can prevent
forest.
We
forest
need
fires.
distraction.
Yeah,
Torture.
I got this. Don't worry.
Operation Matchbox.
But wait, what gender is it?
I will call it Svetlana. No, I'm just gonna take the shotgun. It might be too much to carry.
Yeah, that's a lot.
No, sorry, not the shotgun. He's taking a silent submachine gun.
Oh, dope.
But
Yeah,
I am
silence
grabbing a
weapons are
lot.
certainly encouraged.
Yeah, but I am grabbing a lot of explosives to compensate for that.
Oh, he's compensating.
To compensate for the submachine gun, not the lack of flamethrower.
It's a little gun. Mabel, what are
Yes,
you?
we all know what the Russians compensating for.
Not the vodka.
Yeah. Maybe I don't know enough about various weapons, but I would suggest that she's probably got a small pistol of some kind, just something that so she has some sort of firearm, but it's just a small one, stick in your boot type thing. She probably maybe even just brass knuckles or something, or a small knife. I need to have a look at which one, I suppose. What's the stress mean? CD mean on the? I'm just looking at one of the tables.
That's how many damage dice you're gonna roll when you use that gun. So
okay. So for the
like concealed
things.
pistol, yeah, you roll 3.
Okay.
If you have bonus CDs, they get added. So I know for a fact, like Charlie has 2 bonus CDs for insight or whatever it is. So that gets added. So you'd actually roll 5 CD when you use your concealed pistol.
Okay, cool. Okay. And I feel like she just might grab 3 grenades or small, bomb things and just hook them on belts and stuff. So she's just got 3 of them and a pistol and some sort of like hand-to-hand, like just brass knuckles or something. But I will note it all down specifically. But she doesn't need much, but she needs to be able to. If someone comes up and she needs to defend herself, she's got that. But she's going to let the rest of them kind of deal with the people while she, gets the engines running and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Except there's no engines in this case. All right.
Yeah, she'll make engine noises.
Just to feel at home. Has Mabel ever used a grenade before?
I think only in training. I think she's learned how. She knows how to use them, but she's never used it yet in anger. She's been around them when they've been used.
I'm just picturing myself like someone handing me a grenade. I'm like, I don't know what to do with. Okay, I feel nervous.
I mean, like, I feel like she went through like an intensive like 2-week or whatever course before being sort of thrown out into the field. So she hasn't had a huge amount of experience. Like one of the days was throwing grenades and another day was this and that. And so, but I think maybe some were used in the last mission that she was on and she saw how effective they were. And she's like, yeah, these could be good. So, yeah.
All right. So, all of you kit up and pass the... Unless anyone wants a scene, we'll just pass the time to when it's time to head out. If Verity, I think you flirted with everybody here so far, so
Can
I think
I
we're
ask
covered in that
for
regard.
one thing on the list here to make sure that it's available at requisitions?
Mm-hmm.
So there are a couple items here that are skill kits. Is there a demolition kit available?
There may well be. I will look it up for you, but I'll do that sort of in the background while we do. There is one, isn't there?
Yeah, sure. It would be. It's listed on here. That's why I was asking if it was at the quartermaster.
Oh yes, you're welcome to take a. You're welcome to take a kit. Yeah, you're welcome to take a kit.
Because I meant to have a mechanics kit, tools thing. So I'm assuming that I just have, or I've either brought it or I pick it up.
So one thing I'd like to do, Colin, before we leave, is have Verity persuade someone to take a message discreetly to the general, to leave it somewhere where he'll see it, maybe on the gramophone, maybe tucked under his favorite whiskey, something like. She'd give a specific instruction if she'd noticed he had a particular spot he liked to kind of have his attention on. And the message says, "We'll meet again on some sunny day," but it's encrypted. She's coded it, so he's gonna have to figure out what the fuck this thing says. And then it's just signed VW in the bottom corner.
She is aiming high.
There. I know what you're doing there. That's a reference, and I love it. You gonna go for Private Jones again to persuade him to do this?
No, I want to go after the quartermaster. I want to send a sergeant in there, because this is like a general's tent. You can't just send privates in and out. Yeah, she'll just find some excuse for me. Just discreetly, please, Sergeant Smedley. You really are so gracious and so helpful.
This is rather irregular, Miss Wright.
I know, but
leaving.
Sergeant, the heart wants what the heart wants.
You're asking me to leave love notes for the general? It's very improper.
But morale is very important in a war. And I am leaving. I may never see him again.
Roll. whatever you want. I mean, it's going to be persuasion. Couple it, or however you think you're doing it. Is this more trying? I think insight. You're trying to read him a little bit. Try to find the weak point.
Yeah, just trying to find like which bit of the sub story he's gonna lean into, and if she needs to suddenly like change tact. So you want to do insight persuasion? That's 11.
Yeah, and this is, but like I said, this
Okay, go
is
ahead.
irregular and weird. So I'm gonna make this difficulty 2. You need 2 successes on this one.
Oh, I go. Oh, that is
Oh,
2.
you got it.
I rolled in that one. Yeah. So the only reason she's doing this is because he called her out on aiming higher. So she's like, "All right then." It's the only reason she's fucking with this general.
Smedley takes the note and looks it over and says, "What is it, some sort of word game, puzzle, or something like that?"
Yes, exactly. For while he's waiting, keep his mind focused.
Well, as long as it's not anything
I
improprietous,
would
I suppose.
never, Sergeant. Really.
My apologies, ma'am. Very well.
I
I'll
could have just
bring
told
it
you
to-
it was a telegram about business, but I was truthful with you. And I appreciate you doing this for me very much, Sergeant.
He walks away in a bit of a huff, and much like I feel like this is just a big smash cut of me being left speechless, but that's basically what happens. Fine.
And I'll go back into the requisition tent, and she's going to pick up 1 grenade. I'm calling it my little emergency friend, and I'm tucking it deep into my disguise kit.
Good to have a grenade on your side.
Yes.
Okay. So, as the night winds on, the privates come and go and patrol the area. You are all allowed to stay warm in the general's tent, and he does periodically stop in and ensure that you all have everything that you need and are all prepared to go. And as day turns to night, and you all... Actually, I'm just going to ask, as you all sober up, or did you all keep drinking, you maniacs?
Helen does not. She knows better.
Alexi has definitely finished the bottle before morning.
Okay.
Mabel's the lightweight, so she had 2 glasses in that morning and did not drink the rest of the day because she still felt drunk most of the day.
He has all day to drink, so he probably paces himself regularly. But
Alternates
it is
with water
finished
like a
before
good
the-
responsible BD.
Yeah, exactly.
Judith had the 1 glass during the briefing, spent the rest of the day preparing, but by evening, she's going to have another 3 fingers, maybe a second glass, depending on how long it takes. Just 1 more glass. Again, just kind of finding that nice little bit of relax right before she curls up in the corner to go to sleep.
And
And
Verity has
she's-
been smoking her share of cigarettes, someone else's share of cigarettes, and has taken some rationed coffee. And by the evening is just working on things. Sorry, Kat, please finish.
No, that's fine. I was just going to say, probably by the time everybody's just sitting down to eat, Judith has already had something to eat, finished her drink, and is curled up in a corner with her head pillowed on a leather jacket, going to sleep, because we're going to be up very early, and you sleep where you can when
And
you can.
You are awakened very early by a infuriatingly awake General Strang, who enters the tent. With his tea already in his glass, and to get all of you to rise and shine. Good morning. There's one last piece of information all of you need to know, and I need all of you to please perk up and give me your attention please, we have a code phrase that you will need to give to Mr. Moreau, the operative. It's very important you get it right, so please give me your attention.
Helen puts the knife down because she was not expecting to be startled awake, and usually when you're startled awake, it's because something bad's about to happen. So she's
God.
Right.
Yeah, Judith is thumbing the safety back up.
Mm-hmm.
Putting the pistol back in her.
Strang has no idea how close he just came to death. Right, as I said, all of you will be moving about 3 miles due east into the forest. You'll reach an area marked on your map called the Blasted Oak, where you will meet Mr. Moreau. When you meet him, he will, when he reveals himself to you, he will greet you with the phrase, "A cold night for a brisk walk," to which you will respond, "Yes, but the snow falls softly." Understood?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
but the snow falls
Yes.
softly.
Falls softly.
Miss Wright, it's a
In
cold
response
night
to
for a
cold
brisk
night for a
walk,
brisk
is it not?
Yes, but the snow falls softly.
Very good. You all catch on quick. Excellent, you're all equipped, ready. We have the utmost confidence in you. Best of luck. And as you all gather your things and set off into the cold night air, the terrain here is very rough. It's part of the reason why this area has gone rather underdefended in recent months. The Allies have been cycling in reserve troops, men who've already seen action on the front lines and are here sort of convalescing. They've even gone as far as to run training exercises in the Ardennes, considering the area to be virtually impenetrable due to its incredibly harsh terrain. But it does make it ideal for a covert mission such as yours. The hills roll on between the trees. The air has that stinging electric quality in it that just pinches the inside of your nostrils. The smell of snow, perhaps, on the offing quite soon. It is dark, but you do have a map. You do have flashlights to help you navigate, although you have been encouraged not to use them to not betray your location, so you are primarily traveling by what little natural starlight there is beneath the cloud cover. Need everyone to roll a coordination survival check, please.
Cool beans.
Not stealth?
Nope. This is for navigating, not sneaking so much.
Okay.
Making sure you don't get lost.
I said I wouldn't do it, but I'm going to give you a threat to take an extra d20.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
always get so
I want to. I'm
close.
gonna carry on.
That was it. I failed.
Oh, you
You
guess
failed.
it's like I'm gonna take this d20 to use that. So you don't get a threat, but I get an extra d20, right?
Yeah, you
That's
could, we
right.
could
Are
add one
we
to your
using them?
pool. Yep.
Which
Yep.
So I roll 3, yeah.
No,
Yep.
so you rolled. Did you already roll?
No, I haven't rolled yet. That's
Okay,
I
yes,
think
you rolled 3.
that's
Yes,
how
3d20,
it works.
correct.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're right.
And focus is 1.
Focus
Oh.
is still 1. Yep. Unless you
Still
have
one.
some focus in like tracking or something like that.
No, not
Which I
in.
don't believe.
No. 2 successes.
It would be under survival.
Yeah, I don't have anything under survival.
There you go. 2 successes, 2 successes. Rindis failed.
It's because I didn't have
All right.
vodka.
I don't have Verity, though. Did you already roll above, Charlie? Did I miss that?
Yes, I have one
success, is that you?
success. Yes, it's me.
Yeah, love me.
Okay, so all of you get along swimmingly, but except for Alexei, who has sort of fallen behind the group. And Alexei, the terrain is rough, and it's very hard to see your footing as you go through here. You are not used, really, to this sort of terrain and forested action. And you do catch a few roots as you attempt to navigate through here. And you feel something fall from your belt. You know that something just clanked against the ground, but in the dark you just can't find whatever it was that you lost. And not being able to hold up everyone to search for it, you just sort of soldier on. Deduct 1 ammo from your
Fantastic.
stash.
He probably lets out many Russian expletives that I will not try to recreate myself, but is just silently cursing to himself the whole time. Quick search, can't find it, keeps moving.
Judith translates any of them that she hears into English for the rest of the group.
And
Yeah,
as
he's
you
probably in full Russian for the rest of the trip, just cursing.
All right, one more. Everyone roll it again one last time. One more coordination
All right.
survival, please.
I'm going to spend my 20 this time so that I can increase
Get an
my
extra
chances
one?
of not
Alright.
completely failing all night.
Okay.
Cha-Cha killed it.
No
Oh,
successes.
yeah, now it
There
rolls.
you go. Now it
There you go.
works. Note that you guys have 6 momentum, which you could also spend to get yourself extra things, by the way.
Oh,
Extra
I forgot
time.
about that. Can I spend a momentum to go
I was
ahead
trying
and
to remember how to do that, yeah.
reroll?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we
spend
do that to reroll? Can you spend momentum to reroll?
It's supposed to just add die to your pool. Well, can you have to reroll? I didn't think it was...
I think so. I think that's one of the
Okay.
things it does, is it allows you a reroll. But I can't remember how much it costs if
Okay.
it's like a 2 momentum
It's
thing or not.
but
We
buy
can check that.
D20s, create truth, obtain information, reduce time. Is the
Oh, is it
four
only
things.
focuses that give you rerolls? Never mind that.
Oh, you think fortune
Okay.
points. If you have 3 fortune points, you can use to
Oh,
reroll.
that's
Oh.
right. It's
You
fortune
can
points.
spend those, not momentum. No.
Right.
You can add them to your
Um,
pool if you like. So is anyone spending momentum?
So
Yes.
if
The first
I didn't
D20 that
get
you
a
want to add to your pool
success,
costs
so I
1
didn't know, maybe-
momentum, the second costs 2, and the third costs 3.
Yeah, they increase in cost every time. Yeah.
So you can use momentum to buy D20s.
Yep.
I thought it was give threat to buy D20s, otherwise, yeah, that's fine though.
You can do that too.
I guess.
So
You can give threat to buy d20s
I'm gonna.
also.
I mean, I already rolled, so I don't like. I don't know if I can
Yeah.
do it now.
Yeah,
Roll
that's the question I
another.
have.
Mabel, just roll another d20 if you want to. If you want to deduct a momentum, roll another one. See if you get a success with it.
Okay, I'll do that.
Treat it like 5. So I'll give you guys on 5 momentum.
I'm going to do the same thing. Spend the momentum to try here.
11, 12.
Nope.
No dice for Judith.
I got one. I got a success.
Mabel got it. So Judith, you failed all around. Helen, you also failed.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. Helen. Oh dear. Helen.
Yes.
You feel. Actually, I'm going to come back to you for a second. Judith,
Yes.
you. The terrain here is terrible, and it's getting muddy as you get further in. And as you traverse through this, you feel your boot give way, and you slip and fall to the ground. And your sidearm, whatever sidearm you have, is now caked with mud and would have to be cleaned to be operable.
Okay, just 2, so I'll just choose one of them. We'll make
Yeah,
the
one
1911.
of them. The 1911.
Needs to
Yeah,
be
the
cleaned.
1911. Yeah, the slide is all full of mud and in very ugly shape.
Okay.
And Helen.
Yep.
Helen, I'm gonna make yours way worse.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna spend 4 threat,
Oh no.
and as you come to a clearing in the moonlight, suddenly a shot rings out.
Cool.
Helen, you recognize the sound immediately as sniper fire. What do you do?
Awesome. Can I, so we're not in like a combat or anything, so I don't need to use a reaction. 'Cause I have a reaction for the specific scenario.
Then use it. No, absolutely use it. What is it?
Okay. Yeah, I have a talent. It's called Own the Battlefield. I may spend a fortune point to make one of the following reactions. Snapshot. When an enemy within medium range of you fails a skill test to move through, which blah, blah, blah. Or head down. When an enemy makes a ranged attack against you, or an ally within medium range against you, the target of attack gains cover resistance equal to your observation skill until the start of their next turn. So, yeah, I'm getting down.
Ooh.
Heads down.
So, do you sort of like give the order, like everyone hit the deck?
I'll be like, sniper, get down, and then get down to, and yeah, just make it harder to be hit.
All right, what do the rest of you do?
I,
You're gonna spend that
hit
fortune
the
point,
deck.
by the way. So deduct that fortune point if you did, Helen.
Oh yeah, I did.
Okay.
Judith is actually going to hide. I mean, she's used to hiding and moving through the forests, so that's what she's going to do. She's actually going to just kind of hide herself. She has a focus and roll stealth, so
Yeah. And I also
Okay,
want to see
whatever
if I
action-
can pinpoint where the shot came from.
Okay, so if you all get down, whatever actions you're taking now, we're gonna treat this as a combat, since this sniper has eyes on all of you. So who wishes to go first? I mean, the you guys, they've already taken their shot. Helen, I'm gonna say that you kind of used that reaction to get everyone down, alert everyone that there is in fact that definitely is sniper fire, and then who do we want to? I'll actually let you call it out, Helen. Who do you want to pass the torch to take the next action?
So use my reaction. I'll pass it to, let's throw it to Alexi. He seemed to be pretty adept with the weapons. He might be able to pinpoint sniper as well.
Your faith in me will be well misplaced. No,
She doesn't know.
Alexi is, yeah. Alexi is going to at the call to get down. Being a survivor from Stalingrad, where sniper fire was prevalent, he is immediately on the ground and on the lookout. So I'm gonna duck for cover, probably make a stealth roll, and then try and start moving up under cover to try and find this sniper, because I need to be close to deal with it.
Okay, we're gonna do opposed checks. You can do your stealth. You want to do this like stealth, agility, trying to move quickly. I mean, how are you gonna flavor it? What sort of combination of skills would you like to do?
Yeah, let's do stealth agility, because he's going to be head down, moving quickly, and probably his hat in the snow will provide excellent camouflage for those cold winters.
Excellent. Okay, so you go ahead and roll that. Do you want to spend any momentum to give yourself some extra die here?
How many do we have currently?
You have 4 right
I
now.
will spend, and it's 1 for 1.
No, it's the first die costs 1, the second one will cost you 2, the third one will cost you 3. So at most right now you could get 2. Okay.
Yeah, I only want 1.
That will
I want
cost
to spend all of it. But getting close will help us, so I will spend 1.
So that's going to be 3 d20s for you.
1 success. No, 2 successes.
And now my dude over here, where did I put his stats, has to roll to spot you. He has a focus in this. Okay. Not surprisingly, he's pretty good at this. So he's going to have... skill test roll? I am going to spend one of my threat to give him an extra die, too. He's going to have 3d20s. His target number is... And he has... Focus. So, in this instance, we have a tie. When in the rules of this, tie goes to the runner. So you succeed. You were the active participant taking the action here. So you managed to stay hidden. He is at extreme range from you right now, which is going to be, I'm going to say 4 zones. So essentially it would take you 4 movements to get to where he is.
Okay.
So if we I'm going to make a little chart for myself here for my own notes, but you are in zone 1 and he is in zone 4. But Alexi, how are you proceeding? Like, tell me, like, flavor-wise, how are you sneaking toward this sniper fire?
He is just darting from tree to tree, full on serpentine. It is ingrained in his mind, always forward, never back. And so he just has not one step back, because he knows what's behind him, and he knows who will be more than happy to pull the trigger. It's Judith. But he is just moving tree to tree, staying low, keeping the submachine gun tucked in close so nothing sticks out or reflects.
All right. You guys see this crazy Russian go darting forward from tree to tree, heading in the direction of sniper fire like the madman that he is, but doing it extremely well, ducking from tree to tree, getting behind them, and always seeming to move much too quickly for a scope to be able to track him. Alexi, who do you want to pass it to? You're muted, Alexi?
Yep. I will pass it to Judith, because Judith is the next most capable person that he thinks. He thinks is the most capable person. Mm-hmm. She's been giving him the evil eye the entire time, so that must mean that she is capable.
And real quick, before you go ahead, Judith, Helen, what was that bonus that they got? I want to write that down for the bonus to being hidden, essentially.
Oh,
your fortune
I
point
get
ability?
target of attack gains cover resistance equal to my observation skill, which is 2 until the start of their next turn.
Okay, cool. All right, Judith, what's up?
Let's see. Yeah, Judith is she's basically doing the same thing that Alexi is, only she's, instead of doing the fast serpentine thing, it's that very slow, deliberate movement forward. So her minor action is going to be is to draw her other firearm, which is the well rod. And then it is a slow, deliberate, stealthful movement in the direction of the gunshot.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to say this is going to put you at zone 1 with him as well, with Alexi. So he is going to, again, try to spot you and get a bead on you as you run forward.
Okay, can I use my
I'm
stealth as my major action?
Yes, totally. Yeah, so you're going to roll it as a stealth, and
yeah,
he's going to try to spot you. I'm going to spend the threat to get an extra d20 on this.
All right, and I'm going to spend. What is a fortune point? Buys me reroll, or
yeah, it'll buy you a fortune point. You can spend. Yeah, you can use it to also reroll if you hit and roll damage. You can spend it to reroll your whole dice pool if you want. If you don't think you did quite enough damage.
We have momentum. You can spend momentum.
Yeah, I'm going to spend momentum to get another d20. So I'm going to coordination and stealth. Are you good with that?
Yeah.
Okay. And I have a focus in rural stealth. So how much is that going to add?
So that will what is your what is your stealth score?
My stealth score is 4.
4. So that means that if you get a 4 or under, it'll be a crit because of your focus. I'm going to count this as rural.
Okay. So it's just focus. Just one focus,
it increases,
then, right?
Your focus would be 4. You would put focus 4 then.
Oh, focus 4.
It increases.
I'm trying to figure. Yeah,
it increases the range.
It increases the range. Okay, got it.
2 successes for you. That's actually 3 because of the crit.
Yep.
Because you have a focus. Let's see how my guy does. 2. So you succeed, and you beat him. So you were going to add an extra momentum for that. He does not get a line on you as you stealthily move forward. How far are you, would you say, from Alexei? This is mostly flavor, but I mean, can you get in? You guys are sort of in the same general area. Can you got an eye on him? You went muted, Kat.
Sorry. She's worked with Soviet agents before in the Russian forests, so she knows how they operate in this kind of situation. So if he's moving left, she's moving right. They're doing. I'm assuming it's almost like a flanking. So whatever direction he moved, she's in the opposite direction. Yep.
Just like how they encircled Stalingrad. All right, Judith. Who do you want to toss it to? You are now a few moves away from getting to the sniper, but you are very well hidden, so you're in a good spot. Who do you want to pass it to?
Pass it off to Verity.
Verity.
Okay, so Verity has dived behind the nearest tree and is very discreetly slipping off her red jacket, and she wants to look for a stick. And what she's going to do is make it look like she's peeping out from behind the tree, hoping the movement will get the sniper's attention off of her friends who are running at the sniper, apparently. So she's hoping to make it look like a third person's moving out, but it's just her jacket. She's sacrificing her red jacket. Right.
So I would call that you're using, more wits here, right? So you want to call that I'm going to call that tactics.
Tactics.
Actually. Yep, tactics with reason.
Okay, reason, tactics. All right, so that's a 12 total for me. Skill test roll 2. Oh, I'm going to use my little lucky dice to try help friend.
Oh, yes.
So yeah, I'm going to add that dice. Thank you so much, Kitchen, for that. And then 12 is my target, and no focus to apply. 2 successes.
2 successes. I am going to oppose this from him with I'm going to call this reason and observation to see if he can see through the ruse that you're doing. He does have a scope after all. So that's going to be, his target is a 10. And yeah, I'll totally spend another threat to get that to 3d20. So that's 3. Target is a 10. Focus is 2. But actually I win. Because I have a crit. So I have 3 successes. So, you do, I'm just gonna, yeah, you stick you poke it out, and the red jacket immediately gets a bullet through it and goes flying off of the stick. And you are now the sniper. Now, of course,
she
has a bead
throws
more
herself
on you.
further back behind the tree, and she scratches up all her arm, just grazing it against the bark. And her nice white blouse is now wrecked, and she is looking to the duffel bag in front of her, I need to put a dark jacket on. I'm wearing a bright white shirt in the middle of a wood now.
At least it's winter.
But it's snowy wood, right? There's snow everywhere.
Been seeing her scramble for that duffel to put on a jacket because it's also freezing, but the snow falls softly.
See, you're good. All right, who do you want to? You want to pass? I guess Mabel's the only one left, right? So.
Yeah, pass it on to Mabel.
All right, Mabel.
Okay, Mabel is also scrambling behind a tree, and I would like to see if I've correctly interpreted this mechanic. Can I spend 2 momentum to create a truth for the sniper?
Yes, you may.
Could I create that his
What,
gun is jammed? I don't know if this is. You can feel free to say no because I'm just experimenting with
So
how to do these mechanics.
Here's what I'll essentially do. I'll let you spend that momentum to do a truth that his gun is temporarily jammed, such that if you were to
Yeah, it's
run
like
out
he
right
he
now,
does that fire and he like loses a turn or something. Like he has to unjam
basically
it,
that
so he hasn't
you
got
would
as
sort of
quick a
get
fire.
you basically get a free turn to move without having to worry about getting hit.
That's kind of that's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah. So he just fired off that useless shot and shot a lovely jacket. Shame, lovely piece of clothing. And he sort of you caught him. I'll say, you know what it is? You caught him in the middle of reloading. When
Sure.
you try to make a move. So yeah, we'll take that 2 momentum off, and you can move up if you want, or move whatever you like, kind of scot-free for this, and he won't be able to retaliate for just this turn.
I don't know whether she's all that useful moving up. It's because all the information they have so far is there is clearly a sniper, but there's no other information they could possibly get at the moment because they just have heard a couple of shots go off.
If you were near enough to Verity, you just saw that jacket get shot, so you have an idea of where the gunfire is coming from. It just got blown back.
Oh yes, and
so
I
you know
have
it's
backed
that
up
way.
against the tree to give myself a defense from it. And
Yeah.
and I assume I also potentially saw the two guys running off. So they kind of, I think they have this handled, and I'm probably thinking that was a good idea from Verity. I should come up with something like that. Think. That's kind of my current situation.
Question.
You
I'm
still
not
have,
really
you
doing
know-
anything apart from hiding. I don't know what else I can do.
I will, if you want to use, you did that momentum spend. You can take sort of a stealth roll here to try to stay hidden and stay down, so that way the sniper won't be targeting you essentially for even on the next turn.
Okay.
His turn's about to come up though.
Sure. Yeah. I'm definitely trying to stay hidden and pay attention to all the other people around, and probably especially Helen, because they're clearly the expert in snipers and how to deal with it. So I roll. Did you say roll a stealth?
Yeah. So do that as
An agility, do you think?
and yeah. Why not? Yeah. That seems reasonable.
Agility or coordination. One
Get
of
down
those
fast,
two.
stay hidden.
So
Your choice.
agility, stealth. Well, coordination is a lot better for me, but can I use it?
I think it's reasonable. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So that and stealth, right? Makes that 12. Okay. I will hand you a threat so that I can take an extra dice.
thank you.
Right? That's how it works. You're welcome. Don't come back to bite me, please. Oh no, I do not have a target of 42. Right. And 3 successes. We get some momentum back. Maybe.
Yes,
And one's a crit, right? One's a 1. So 4.
4 successes.
Yes,
That's
4
how it works?
successes. You guys get 3 momentum off of that. You only needed 1.
So I spend 2,
I'm gonna say
get
'cause
1
of your
back.
truth. Yeah, that might have been harder, but because of your truth, it made it a lot easier to not get seen. So that's going to be 5 momentum y'all have in the pool now. All right.
Question. Do I not
Yes,
get a
Helen.
major or minor action this turn?
I'll let you do that right now. Yeah, go ahead and do that.
Okay. Because I
And then I'll hand it over to my sniper boy.
the fortune was my reaction because I can.
Yes, good point. Very good point. So yes, go ahead.
Yeah. She's going to draw item. She's going to draw out her sniper rifle, and then, because, gotta get in a little foxhole here. Stealth camouflage, if she can, to just. That's how she's going to hide. She's not going to move like the other two. She just wants to get behind some brush so that there's no glint off her scope as she's aiming back, because there's been 2 shots now, so she has a decent idea of perhaps where it's coming from.
Okay.
Just pull it out and hunker down.
Okay.
So would that be like a stealth agility or coordination, do you think?
I'm gonna say agility in that case. Yeah.
Okay.
Get down fast. Don't get seen.
Cool. All right, skill test roll. 2d20. Target number.
You want to spend some of that momentum and get some mo?
13. Sure. Let's spend 1.
Okay.
Probably be pretty good not to be seen. I do have
Ideally,
bonus
yeah.
cover. I have a focus and camouflage, so that is
Oof. Oh, whoa. That's 5 successes.
2, 4, 6
That's
successes.
6 successes. Holy shit.
That's why she's so good.
Oh my
Hi guys, I'm the
word.
sniper. I'm camouflaged now.
And that's why they call her Health Spawn.
And that's why she's Hellspawn. Damn, I'm gonna still try to see if he can spot you, but I'm not hopeful
Go for it.
his odds.
He could. It's theoretically possible.
Theoretically, yes. He does have a focus in sight. So
I do
observation
too.
sight.
It's like it's a sniper thing.
Oh, twinsies.
Oh, Colin, you also have a crit
so-
from kitchen you can use, by the way, because GMs get big crits too.
Yes,
Just
good point.
saying. Not that I am on your side. I am on own side. Goodbye.
Yeah.
All right, so this is gonna be. I'll spend a threat, and I will spend my up there to get 40
To get forward 20. Mm-hmm.
Yep, and my target is 12, and my focus is 2. 4
Doesn't beat my
successes.
6. Or 5, yeah.
One of
One of
those
them
is
is
a
a crit.
crit.
So 5. So
But
nope.
that's still only 5, so you still beat me. Damn it!
And we get
Sniper
one
does not
momentum,
get a beat
don't
on
we?
you.
Yeah.
And yeah,
That's right,
above
he
and beyond.
doesn't.
So, well, you're topped out on momentum. You can't go any higher than
Sweet.
that. You're on 6.
Cool.
Damn. Fucking
Topped you off,
snipers.
guys.
All right, now it is the sniper's turn though, and he is going to try to take a shot in the same direction where he just saw movement at Verity. Okay. Fighting. Where the hell did I put his? Fighting 3, machine guns. Okay, 3. 0. Yeah, I'll spend a threat. And 3d20s.
Alright, I guess it won't flirt with your sniper then. That's fine. That's fine, Colin.
Was that the battle plan?
Damn it.
Okay.
It's 3.
He's okay. So his damage on this is rather high. Ooh, you got lucky. Oh my god, you got lucky. That's only 3 stress to you.
Who was being shot at?
Verity.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Alright, I have stress.
Yep. But weapon doesn't have an effect, so he, Verity, you are a bit rattled by the, bullet that just shot through your jacket, and you just tilt your, leg out from behind the tree just ever so slightly as a bullet immediately whizzes by and grazes across your leg, leaving a bloody burning wound across your thigh. Take 3
Shit.
stress.
I imagine she was like
shit.
just grasping for her duffel bag, and then she's gripping her leg, and now she's like going through and she's gonna grab one of the socks, she's gonna unroll it and use it as like a brief bandage for now because she doesn't have time to look for medical supplies. And this is
All
why
right.
we always pack extra socks, Verity. Shit.
Proven right.
Always right.
I'm gonna give it to. Alexi first again. Alexi, what's up? You're muted, Alexi.
Of course I am. Alexi is going to keep moving. He was hoping to draw the fire, but if the fire is being drawn by someone else, he will get closer and try and pull their attention now. And the stealth will be just to maintain cover. So it's like,
All right, but
he's open.
Still moving up.
Yeah, he's open while he's moving, and then stealthing for cover behind the trees, so he's harder to hit.
Okay.
Right, and coordination was brought up as a good one, but since agility and coordination are the same for me, I will just roll.
Okay.
Actually, nope, no focuses, so I don't get any extra on that. One success and almost a critical.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. So he's not going to oppose you on this one because his attention is drawn elsewhere right now. But all you needed was one success to not immediately make yourself known. So you do move up. And now, Alexi, from peering behind this tree, you can see what you think might be the glint of a scope. About 50 yards ahead, atop a hillside coming from a tree. Who do you want to pass it to?
I will continue kicking it to Judith.
Judith.
Get us in flanking positions around him.
Yep. But Judith is going to stay hidden. She wants to move stealthily. She'll stay. Let the crazy Soviet draw his attention, so that she can get into position and get him taken care of. So that's what she's going to do.
Okay.
And I'm going to go ahead and spend a momentum to roll 3 dice.
Okay.
My target number is 15. Submit. 4. Submit. That is 3 successes.
Damn, son. So you spent a momentum, but then immediately got it back. So I won't even bother adjusting the number. And with that outlandish success, I'm actually going to let you move up 2 zones for your overwhelming success on that. So now, Judith, you get up, sneak past on the opposite side from where Alexi is, and now you can see very clearly, you're trained to spot these things, the glint of a scope coming from a tree atop a hillside. Just beyond this glinting white light coming from the tree, you can see a large oak tree that appears to be charred and burned. Seems to match the description of the point you're supposed to be finding out here. So the sniper is right up on your rendezvous point. But you're very close to it also.
Okay. That was my major test, wasn't it? Or my major action was to do that skill test, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I will let you use a minor.
I'm trying. Go ahead
to get closer if you want, or.
Yeah, I think she's with that because she got that extra success that she's moving so carefully. She's hoping to get within close range of him.
You could get within medium range of him on this turn, not close. Close is like across a room. Yeah, medium range, so within the same zone. Close would be like across a room. That's too close. But you could get You could get very close to him on this. Yeah. Yeah,
she's gonna get within medium range of him then. And she's
totally allow that with your highly successful skill test to stay hidden. So you move up and tell me, like, how are you approaching to get near this spot where this tree is? What's your tact?
Trey with the snipers here. She's coming up and around so that she's coming up on his left on his opposite side. Whatever eye he's got on that scope, she's trying to come up on his flank to move out and around and come up on his like left quarter, like at either 8 o'clock or 4 o'clock, whatever works position wise.
Yeah,
But that's where
and let's
she's
say that
coming
you
at.
guys, your advance has been so rapid, because you and Alexi immediately broke into a run, heading straight toward the firefight, that he is very much caught off guard by this and is not aware that you're quite so close right now. But that'll be your turn. Who do you want to pass it to?
I'm going to pass it to Helen.
Helen.
All right, this guy's made a couple
May-
shots.
May I jump in
yes.
first? Because I want to assist
Sure.
if I can. So
Yeah, go for it.
Sure.
I don't know if it's possible. Basically, I want to run from one tree to another to cause a distraction because I can see that Helen is lining up. So I don't want them looking at Helen. I want them looking at something else.
Oh, they won't
Yeah,
see
so
me.
basically what this is that you're
invisible.
using your major action from your turn that you would have. You're basically spending it right now. So when it comes to your turn, you won't be able to do a major action, but you can do it right now to assist. So if you're
Sure.
trying to do a feint,
Yeah,
feint,
I
let's
mean,
call
it's
that-
possibly foolish because Verity just got shot, but Mabel's like, I don't know what else I can do. She doesn't have a red jacket to throw. She's just gonna launch herself from one tree to another and hope she doesn't get shot in the meantime.
I'm going to call it agility tactics. So roll that.
Oh god, probably not my best. Okay. Oh Jesus.
Fits the description.
Can I give you? I will give you
Yes.
2 threat. No, is it 2
Thank
threat?
you.
I want two extra dice.
They also
Can I do-
okay. Then that means you're going to give
You
me.
can
That
spend
means you're going to give me
momentum.
3 threat.
Hold
Yeah, you
on,
can spend
but
yes,
I can
that's
spend
what I mean, you can spend
momentum
that,
as well. So I can.
You spend 2 momentum
How
to
do I
get 2
do
extra dice.
Okay. So yeah, I'll do that. So I get 4 dice to do this.
momentum.
Give
because-
Colin
You have to
threat
spend
as
a total of 3. You have to
Yes.
spend a total of 3.
Yeah,
So
or you
the
could-
first die
or you
cost 1,
could
the second one
spend-
costs 2.
1 for momentum and then 1 for threat. You could do 1 of each.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
mean,
mind
take a threat. I'll take some momentum. Basically, I want to
Thank
roll.
you.
I'll roll all 5 dice. I can roll for up to 5 dice, right? So let's do it.
Yeah. You could roll up to 5.
So
yeah.
whatever that means regarding the momentum and threat, and I'll do agility and tactics. Tactics. is
Colin, you do
nothing.
the math.
Did you say?
Kate, you roll the dice.
Yeah, someone else do the math. I'm gonna roll the dice. Basically, that's kind of what. Thank
That,
you,
just
Charlie.
do that.
Yeah. Do your thing. Right. Okay. Here we go. I need 5, not 25. I need 5 of them. Oh, this is low. But anyway.
You can do it.
I believe in you.
Ooh, 1 success.
You got 1.
And a
Yes.
complication.
Oh, well, fair enough.
Eh.
It was a risky move.
It was a very risky move.
My agility is like 6, and I have no tactics.
Ouch. So I'm gonna say it works in the sense that the sniper takes a shot at you and misses, thereby exposing his position, giving Helen
All right.
a much better shot. But I'm gonna resolve your complication as soon as this is over, Mabel. So
Go for it.
Helen, take your shot.
Yep. Minor action to aim, major action to take the shot, to attack.
Yep.
So,
and her assistance
I
gives you
believe
an
it's-
extra die.
oh cool. So it's coordination fighting, because coordination's for the shooty pew pews and not the punchy punch, which is
Pew
wrong.
pews.
All right, and I have I don't know if you would believe this, I have a focus in rifles. Crazy, right?
Get a load of that.
I know, ridiculous. So, target number is going to be 13. And she helped
you
me, so that
good.
gives me an
How many-
extra 1. I'm going to use my 20 up here, too, to roll an extra. Or up here.
So
rather.
that's 4 we're up to?
Yeah.
You
Should I
want to
just
spend
spend a momentum
too,
to make
just
it 5? Let's just do that.
Go the whole
yeah,
hog?
Let's just get him. Let's get him real good. So, number d20s, target number 13, focus 4, and I can re-roll 1 because I aimed So I'm gonna re-roll
Yep.
like an 18 or something. Just, which is another success, so 3
Oh,
successes.
ho, 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 ho. Damn. All right. Roll your combat dice for that. I imagine there's a lot of them.
What is my combat dice for this sniper rifle?
Oh, I'm sorry. It is 7.
Cool.
7 CDs. Do you have bonus CDs in under your coordination insight? Do you have bonus CDs from coordination or insight? You probably do.
I don't
imagine.
know how to calculate that. I don't know
What's
what
your
the bonus
what's your
CD
coordination
is.
and what's your
9.
coordination? What's your insight?
My coordination is 9. My insight's 7. So
Okay, then
16
you
total?
have. Don't you get 1? No, you'd have 1 for that then. 1 bonus CD from the
Okay.
9.
Okay.
So add that. So
I don't-
roll an
I
extra.
didn't see that
combat
character
die.
creation, so I must have missed that.
Oh, that's okay.
Okay, so
We'll
roll
come back
extra
to that
one?
later on. But yeah. Yep, roll an extra 1.
An extra
1
combat
more
dice.
combat die. That hits.
And,
so it's 5.
Oh, he's not an unaware target, I suppose. So,
Yeah, no, he's quite
'cause
aware.
I have assassination, the talent. So, but next time.
Well, he's quite aware of the bullet that just traveled directly down his scope and through the back of his brain.
Oh, cool.
Well, I guess he wasn't aware of it. You never really see those things coming, I suppose. But if you had to pick a way to go, at least it's quick.
So Sniper
And-
Elite slow-mo zoom X-ray shot bullet.
This is absolutely a Sniper Elite 4 Snowmo zoom X-ray
Just-
shot.
Just goes
Um,
through the scope.
Oh yeah. Blowing out the back of his head, and Judith, from where you are by that tree, you suddenly see a body
And of course, her first thought is,
land.
I really hope that wasn't our contact.
No, Judith. As you step toward the now deceased sniper, you hear a groaning coming from the charred oak just near you. Oh, God. Ugh.
She walks over. She's gonna kind of motion. She's just gonna do the come forward, silent thing, the fingers, and then go over and kneel down beside him.
You see a man dressed in civilian clothing, simple tweeds, just regular brown leather shoes, newsboy cap, with a bullet in his lower abdomen. He's clutching at it as blood is pooling between his fingers, and he grunts out, "Awfully cold night for a brisk walk."
Yes, but the snow falls softly. And she's already trying to hold pressure on the wound.
And that's where we'll leave it,
Like-
save for one last thing.
Oh.
As you come upon your contact, who clearly has had a run-in with a certain sniper. We cut away from this scene. And we see a darkened office somewhere on the other side of the world. What are they called? Through the light of the moon shining through this window upon a darkened office floor through the shutters, we hear a phone ring. A man quickly answers it, holds the receiver to his ear, perks himself up, very businesslike, takes a gulping moment and a deep breath before speaking into the receiver. Yes. Yes, they have, sir. All the agents have made contact, indeed. No, sir. No issue so far. Agent Owl is in place. Operation Minerva is a go. No, sir. The other 4 have absolutely no idea. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that, General Eisenhower. Goodbye. And that's where we'll end it.
Woof! I have opinions and things. We're a little bit over time today, which fortunately we can do because 1776 isn't starting till next week. Lindy appears
Lesson
so
learned.
shocked that she is frozen in place. So what we're gonna do is we are to go around, say hi, say bye. I'd like to hear your favorite thing from today or what you're looking forward to next week, and then where we can find you on the internet. We're going to go clockwise this time. We're going to start with the man, the myth, the legend, the game master himself, Colonomicon.
My favorite part, Charlie, look, I was giving you shit for it, but you flirting with my GIs was hilarious. So, you know how hard it is to on the fly find 3 different ways to play hot and bothered flustered. You don't make this easy. But that was fun. And slipping love notes to my stodgy British general. I just really can't wait to see where that romance goes.
And where can we find you on the internet?
Here.
Here. That's it.
Here, right here. I stay here all the time. When everyone else gets out of the call, I just stay here. You can find me here in Encounter Roleplay Monday nights, playing Bastion on Song of the Deep, sometimes doing impromptu talk shows as Bastion on Song of the Deep. Happens. And then starting, not this week, but next week, starting this week, excuse me, you can see me on Master the Game playing Pathfinder, which I've absolutely never played before in my life, and I have no idea what I'm doing. And you can also find me on my channel, twitch.tv/Colonomicon, where every other Friday, Lydia, Half Hours Tournament, and I are hosting a new GM advice show called the GM Postmortem, where we dissect how to kill it at the table. We're working on the tagline. And that's all for me.
Very nice, very nice, very nice. And over on to Cleric of Cord. Hello.
Hello. Yes, I'm Kat at Cleric of Cord, and that's where you can find me on Twitter, although it probably won't be around much this week, but I'll be back around. And I'm also hanging out in various Discord servers, and I roll dice on the internet with my friends because I love rolling dice. I drink and I roll dice. It's what I do. This was a blast. I think I loved Helen's appearance the best. That's how you make an entrance
in a box.
And we all know that the safest way to ship a kiwi is in a crate. We all know this. You just can't take your chances. That's Helen's entrance is the best one I think I've ever seen in an RPG. That was
I want you to note really quickly, Kat, before you get to the next bit.
Yep.
If you've made it this far on the YouTube VOD, I want you to do #Kiwi in a crate. That's how we will know that you've made it this far, and we know to love on you. And also let us know your favorite part of today's show. Back to you, Kat.
Thanks. Yeah. I'm gonna have to have that written down. But where can you find me? Let's see. Tomorrow I will be over on the Stalwart Initiative, doing an Eberron. We're in a Eberron campaign with some D&D 5e. Thursday is I have Thursday off this week. That's right. Okay. And then Sunday on Valdrian's channel, we're doing for Extra Life Weekend. I am running Stille Nacht, which is a lovely horror game because we all need some make-believe horror to avoid the real horrors. And that's it. It's all on my pinned tweets. Check me out on Twitter.
And I'll be
back
game
here
you played
Tuesday.
in EncounterCon is going to be on YouTube tomorrow, I think. I think that's coming out tomorrow. We've got both our EncounterCon games that we played on Saturday coming out tomorrow. So Steel Knocked and Quietus will be up. Super excited for that. Go and check that out over on YouTube's. Also, someone to check out is the wonderful Party White Games. Hi, friends.
Привет. Hello. I am, of course, Rindis of Party Wipe Games. You have watched me play Alexei Sokolov. My favorite part of this game, of course, was doing my bad accent and getting everybody to try some vodka tonight. Also getting to haze the Kiwi and believing they were an Australian. The old box smuggling routine does not get past a commissar. We have seen it so many times. Dropping that accent, you can normally catch me in a couple hours. In 3 hours, we would normally be playing Vampire the Masquerade on Tuesdays, but it is our session 0 tonight, and that will be offline. Our new game is called Phoenix by Night, and we managed to kidnap Cadence to join us. So I'm super excited about the chance to get her in our streams. You will catch me tomorrow back here for iHunt, hashtag Knife Drone, where I will be playing Ashton, the group's tech. Thursdays, we play Scum and Villainy over on my channel again at 8:30. Fridays, we have nothing in the works yet, but we do have something in the works with another channel called Diesel Shot, where they have a bona fide alien RPG game that we will be taking part in. Saturdays, we play Dungeons and Dragons. Sundays, we have Mitch with us for Deadlands Reloaded, where he successfully started a communist revolution before the communist revolution in Russia, but it was in Montana. We robbed a train and then immediately deposed Mitch from his Soviet state and kidnapped him back to our hideaway with the promise of orgies. And he bought it.
That's the secret history they don't want you to know about, man.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's an alternate history in Deadlands, which is great, so we can do crazy things like this. But yeah, so Deadlands is fun. Mondays, I have my own homebrew 5th edition game that's also pretty neat. It has cannibals and monsters and gnolls and demons occasionally, and that's pretty much it. That's a full work week for me. Always looking for more.
Siva, comrade, and hopping across to Helen Phillips, played by Leflove Lindy.
That's
Yep.
me. If I'm in and out, it's because my internet's gone to shit. Thanks, Hurricane of the Month Club that I did not subscribe to. Yeah, I had a lot of fun today. I'm really enjoying Helen. One of my favorite moments was just literally turning invisible with like 6 successes on that stealth check, and then like the 4 to shoot the guy.
Outrageous.
Usually when I make like a character with reality, they suck at it. So I'm like, oh good, thank goodness she's actually decent at sniping. For once, I have a character who can do what they're supposed to do, it seems. I also just really loved Mabel being like, but we need some oil for the truck. Can we just get some oil over here, please? Just, I'm begging you, anyone, just oil. That was great. I love to see that side of her character. You could find me online at LaughLoveLindy, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, etc. I'm addicted to RPGs. If my internet doesn't die on me or continue to be awful, there will be a stream tonight on my channel. You probably see some Ravenloft, and we will be back on Friday with some Cypher System, and we'll have Witcher back in a few weeks, and we're gonna be starting Kids on Brooms, a mini campaign of that on next Monday. So
Kids
that'll
on
be
Brooms.
very exciting and fun. It's gonna be chaos. I can't wait. We are garbage people who made garbage characters, and it's a train wreck. If you like train wrecks, you should go watch it. We haven't even started yet. That's how it's gonna be. Just foresight. Thank you guys so much.
I
This was a
love
lot of
it.
fun.
It was so much fun. I'm so excited. And I'm also very excited because I've just got something queued up. So if everyone stays to the very end and cast, if you can turn on stream and listen, something to show you right at the very end. But before we get to that, Miss Mabel Smith, played by Actors at Work.
Yes. Hey everyone. It was fun playing Mabel. I love new characters when you just start going with them and go, oh, this is what this character's like. Okay, cool. like you can plan all you want, and as soon as you start speaking, at least for me, I'm like, oh, this is how they're gonna be. Okay. So that was quite an interesting discovery as always. Oh god, I don't know, favorite moments. I mean, I like the fumbly general and all the private. There were so many moments already. We only just started. I'm looking forward to what will come of all of this. I'm already thinking that I've been shot as well at the end there, but anyway, I'm worrying about it next week. Anyway, you can find me on social media at Actors at Work, although I'm really bad at doing it. So although I've just set up some new social media because I've become very obsessed with Wild RP, which is like a Red Dead server that I joined like 3 weeks ago, thanks to this one and various other people. And so, yeah, I've been streaming far too much of that recently, and I might well jump on tonight and stream some. I stream here on Twitch under Kate Madison pretty much daily. I'm here a lot. You can check me out here, obviously, every Tuesday now, and over on Chaotic Neutral Games on Fridays, Friday evenings, UK time at least, and I do a D&D campaign that we have been doing now for 2 years, and we're level 12. I think we're going to go to 20. I don't know how it's going to work, but it's that's a lot of fun. But yeah, come check me out and say hi. I'm around a bunch, and I'm going to get this wig off now.
All right, so please do go and check out our sponsors if you're on YouTube. They're down below. If you're live with us on Twitch, I'll get them thrown into Twitch chat. I'm about to run a little video for everybody, and then we are actually going to go and raid Susanna Grace, who is playing some Wild RP, which is Red Dead Redemption roleplay. Shout out to all the stream cats. Shout out to everyone in chat. Thank you all so much, and we will see you tomorrow.
You didn't do a shout out for yourself.
I will put my shout out over in the Discord in our very special Tentacle Tuesday channel. You can go and look at it there. Yes. We will be back tomorrow at I forgot what time, 6 Eastern with I Hunt, Hustle and Claw. So please come and see us. We will see you soon. So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, and goodbye.